social media. We have Facebook, we got YouTube. Okay. Swear, sounds good there. Hey, Shalom, Yahweh Shema Shah Baratham to all the brothers, Shalom Yahweh Shamar, Al-Dam Shema Shah to all the sisters, I.S.U.P.K, Minneapolis. Right now, we pretty much just doing, you know, a brief little class, you see what I'm saying, a little topic based on the post-election and pretty much the aftermath, because, you know, it took about 2, almost 3 days to see, you know, which pedophile that America was going to decide who was going to be president.
Right.
Whether it's going to be Trump or whether it's going to be Joe Biden. All right. Also, to make sure that you share the content, you know what I mean, and you know, also to make sure that you pay your tithes. We always have to say that. It's very important when it comes to the I.S.U.P.K.
Right.
All right. So of course, a lot of people right now, like me and Tarab is going to get into a lot of different topics, you know, or different variations within the topic as far as the election and everything that has happened, what's going on right now, and things of that sort. Now, of course, a lot of people are very excited and happy that Trump is out of office, and they're happy for Joe Biden for not being Trump, being a different president, for one. Also, a lot of people are very excited that Kamala Harris is, you know, a so-called colored woman who is a vice president next to Joe Biden. But of course, we are going to get into how Kamala Harris is not a sister.
She's not.
She has, you know, dark skin. You know what's so funny too? And how a lot of people are so deceived because anybody can have color in their skin.
Right.
There are things that you can do to make your skin white or black.
Right.
There's things called bleaching or tanning booths. A spray tan.
Right.
You can make yourself look anything that you want to.
Right.
See what I'm saying? But it's like 1 second. You know, like a lot of people are just so excited for the fact that Trump is not in office. But what they don't know is that Joe Biden is no different from Trump. Kamala Harris is no different from Trump. And that's what you are going to see very shortly, going into the so-called next year, 2021. All right? What?
And there's another thing too. Majority of the world has color. I mean, come on now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gotta think about it. Majority of the damn world has color.
Right.
You know, it's awfully funny because we'll accept Kamala Harris as being black, but you tell us that blacks and Mexicans are the same people. We don't want to hear that.
Right.
You know, that makes no sense right there.
It doesn't.
You know, blacks and Hispanics are the same. They don't want to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they even, hypocritical in their own ideology concerning colors and things like that.
Yeah,
they want to
right.
look at her as a colored, as a black woman, you know, when she, then here's another thing too. We got to start looking at the character of people. Because, I'll say, if she was black, right? Would it make a damn difference?
It wouldn't.
Because she is not going to turn into Esther, I'll tell you that.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? She's not going to turn into Esther or
Right.
Judith or any of that. Oh, somebody going to come up here, you know, you black.
Mm-hmm.
You help black people. And then she's going to be like, you're right. No, she's going to help the people that cut her paycheck and put her up in the position that she's in. She's going to help them. And one thing that we got to understand too, you know, it's going to be a lot of black people that's going to ride this American train until the wheels fall off.
That's right, that American dream.
You're right. Until the wheels fall off. They're going to be die hard with it, with America.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, think about it. What her mother supposed to be, you know, what was her mother? Her mother was supposed to be black or something like that, right?
Yeah, I believe she's also an East Indian.
Right, okay.
Yeah, no.
Now, how did...
Yeah, her mother is an
That's
East
one
Indian.
of the ways she learned to hate black people.
Right.
You look at a situation where you got a white woman, a white man and a black woman have a child together. The black woman is with that white man because she hates her own people. She hates black men.
Right.
That's what binds them together.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He hates black men, so does she.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the two connect. Now, but here's the thing. Let you hate white people. And let you talk to your, some black woman on how you hate white people. The same damn thing that binds them together is going to tear you and your black woman apart.
Right.
While binding your woman, he can talk about, he'll do some stuff like this. He'll say, well, he just met her. They just met, right? He'll say something like, yeah, I have no problem with black people. Mm-hmm. It's just black men that I have a problem with.
Right.
And she'll connect on that and be like, I do too. She won't defend us. Here's the funny thing about it, because black women always want defense for black men to protect them, black men to defend them if somebody say something against them, but they would never defend us in the same damn situation. I'm just saying, I done seen it. I done seen it many a times. You know what I'm saying? She will not defend us. She won't sit there and tell that, wait a minute, but what about your people? She won't never do that. Because for one thing, I'm just going to keep it all the way real, she's an ally with anybody that's an enemy against you. I'm just keeping it all the way above. Yeah, a lot of people get mad at me saying that, but I'll tell you one damn thing they can't say I'm lying.
Right.
Yeah,
matter of fact, that's all politicians.
Right.
That's all politicians.
Right.
That's all senators, congressmen,
yes,
things of that sort. So yeah, you absolutely
and
right
in those
that.
meetings that they have with each other, they talk about how much they hate black people, and this is what they'll do too, because they'll have their coons around. They'll say something racist, right? And then they'll look over at the new, the fresh meat black person that just came into the fold.
Yeah, it's as far as like who's on a new platform, things of that sort.
Right, and they're looking at that person to see how they're going to respond to what they just said.
Right.
Now if he laughs along with them, they were like, okay, he's cool.
Yeah, we have his votes.
Right, exactly.
Emphasis on the votes.
But if he don't do that, then they'll be like, okay, now they done mark you now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now they done mark that same black person. They be like, he's not going to be down with the cause.
Because what's happening is that, they are being watched.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? They are being watched. They are being censored. And, also, too, like, what happens at the round tables as far as the decision making that happens with, as far as what happens with black and Hispanic people, and what happens is like, with the voting, how they should take care of, the hood, the ghettos, and things of that sort. Like it goes all the way back to Psalms 83. How they are confederate against thee.
Yes.
And the thee is going to be black and Hispanics and Native Americans.
Right.
You are the thee. You are the one that's going to get all the, all the destruction. You are going to get all the crumbs. You are going to get all the hell. That is going to be you. And that's what happens at the round tables with all your presidents, all your congressmen, all your senators, and politicians. And what's so funny is, like, I was just talking to a brother, and I was telling him how, how television depicts, politicians and presidents and things of that sort.
Right.
And just how vile, disgusting, and just how, they really don't give a damn about you. Right. It's all a game to when it comes to you. But again and again and again, after time, we still get forward and be like, you know what? I have faith in this person. I have faith in this politician. He is going to change America.
Right.
He is going to give us rights. He's going to make our name known. But that's not what happens. And if you think, a lot of people, once again, if you think Joe Biden is going to be better than Donald Trump, you is a goddamn fool.
Right.
Just like you said, like same thing with Obama. They said Obama was going to be great for black people.
Right.
He gave more attention, rights, love and care, and hope. Because that was the whole slogan. Hope, right?
Right, hope, change.
He hope and change.
Right.
He gave all those things to homosexuals.
Right.
So did the Pope. He gave all of them everything that they wanted. All the things that the homosexuals prayed for and wanted in life, they got.
Right.
But all the things that black and Hispanic and Native Americans prayed and hoped for, they did not get. Right. How do we know that? Because when Donald Trump was in office, Hispanics were in cages.
Right.
We were locked up. And we still fit the stereotype and the narrative of being over 2 million black men locked up in jail.
Right.
Also, too, our women were being assaulted by the police. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And you know, and you know what? Also, too, I know a lot of people show immediate attention to black women in a sense, right?
Right.
I know there's a whole propaganda behind that, but as you know, our women are being assaulted. Our women are being killed just like our men is being killed.
Right.
And for any black and Hispanic person that's out there trying to, say that Joe Biden is going to be, your white savior, I'm gonna let you know right now he's not. Like everybody is going to get a piece of this hell.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Every black man, every black woman, all black children. Man, I mean, wasn't Donald Trump the one who was it Missouri or Mississippi where it was a lot of people that ICE came and grabbed and put in jail as far as the Hispanics.
Right.
And that was like the largest number in history as far as incarceration at one point in time. As far as the Hispanics. That was Donald Trump who made that order, right?
That was Trump that made that order.
Yeah, that was Trump.
That was Donald Trump. That whole ICE thing. ICE was kicked off. It started during the time of Obama.
Right.
ICE was starting and everything.
Yeah, because I think ICE came into play as far as the terrorism or something like that. ISIS.
Right.
Yeah.
No, there's two different groups though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the ICE is actually American, homegrown. It's homegrown. The ISIS, that's, you know what I'm saying, which they might be connected to, you know what I'm saying?
I was told, I heard. Yeah. Ain't no telling.
I heard that ISIS was actually funded by America.
Yeah, it's funded by America.
Right,
that's what I heard, yes.
Yeah, what they want to do is they want to stir up trouble over there to keep the Arabs over there Arab factions going against each other.
Exactly.
So they can weaken down everything and spread democracy over there. But, ICE was the special police force, a police force that specifically has expertise in rounding up so-called immigrants. That's their whole deal, is to do that. And it's sad because they turn, fathers away from the homes, all of that stuff. It's just like they talk about, well, black men ain't in the homes and such a, but damn, look at all the outside forces that you goddamn got.
Yeah, I mean,
against you. I mean, damn,
Yeah.
You can't fight this world alone. It's too powerful for you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If you could fight it alone, then you wouldn't need the Lord, then, right? You can't fight it alone.
Mm-hmm. And now, if you want black men to be home, stop putting them on child support. How about that?
Yes.
Stop supporting. As a black woman, you should not support homosexuality.
Right.
In any shape or form.
Right.
A real woman would be like, you know what? That person right there, he's out of his element. When I say out of his element, meaning that he is not himself, he has a demon on him.
Right.
See what I'm saying? Yeah. A man acting like a woman.
Here's the thing, though.
Go ahead.
If I will.
Mm-hmm.
Black women are scared of homosexuals, I'm telling you.
They're
terrified.
Yes.
They're terrified of homosexuals because we're in Satan's kingdom, and it's like any kingdom, there's a hierarchy.
Of course it is.
You know what I'm saying? Even though that homosexual is a black man, right? Who is the most hated thing here, but being the fact that he's like openly flaming gay.
A fucking flaming hot Cheeto.
Right, yeah, he a flaming hot Cheeto.
A flaming hot Cheeto.
You know what I'm saying?
Goddamn.
He's sweet tea.
Right, he's moist.
Right.
Very moist.
Now he moves up damn near as an equal with her in this society.
Once again, they had more rights than
America's
ever had.
Right. And he actually can even be above her.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yes.
Just because he is gay.
Yeah, you know what the proof of that too is shows like of course I don't watch these shows, but of course I like to read articles. What is it? Love and Hip Hop.
Right.
See what I'm saying? basketball wise. All these shows show you proof, like, you know, like a black man that is gay can be at a higher standard. And I heard that you know, some artists are, you know, some well-known artists are signing gay black men to be, you know, the next big thing.
Yeah,
when there was a time where that was not acceptable.
Wait, I done seen some ugly stuff. Like about, what was it, about 6 years ago, I think it was.
Okay.
You had these little kids. They like, it was like 5 or 6 little boys. They was out there rapping about blowing rods.
Okay.
You hear this? Dead serious. They was out there ripping the mic about blowing rods.
Okay, now I know Lil Wayne signed somebody, but I don't think he's around at all. I know Lil Wayne signed this boy. I forget what his name is, but the song was called Boy.
Yeah, like Man Box.
Yeah,
that thing. I heard about that guy.
Yeah, very disgusting. I know Birdman has signed, like, you know, Young Thug, and I think his other dude was called Star God, and he was talking about how you know, he took it up the butt to get the deal, and he was talking about, you know, very uncommon things that men should not be doing.
I bet he ain't lying.
Things, you know what I mean?
Right.
You know, I bet he's not lying at all.
Remember Lil Wayne?
Yeah,
had that interview, and he was like,
"Yes,
I first got turned out." What do you say? I first got turned out by baby and all of this. He was like, he said they turned me out, and he said, and I loved it.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell? And I know what the niggas, you know what I'm saying? If anybody know about that stuff, you know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know, then you think he's talking about, oh, they introduced him to some broads, and the broads turned him out. Nah, them niggas got with him. When they kissed on 106 and Park.
Oh yeah,
that time, remember that?
Yes, it did. Yeah,
that was damn disgusting. It was so bad that they had to cut it off of YouTube. They had to cut they kept the video up, you know, but the kiss, they blotted out the kiss.
Yeah.
Which was man, and then they fired that girl Free and the dude.
Yeah. They
fired them immediately after that. Remember that?
Yeah. The name was what? It was Free and Jay.
AJ. Right, Free and AJ.
Yeah, Free and AJ. Yeah, and then they had Taraji and Roski.
Roxy and
Roski and Terrence.
Yeah.
Yeah, Terrence. Yeah. So yeah.
That was goddamn. It was messed up because remember the girl was like, so she asked baby, how do you kiss a girl with all of those golds in your mouth? Now, any real nigga would have been like, okay, she might want to holler at a nigga.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. She might, you know what I'm saying? Right. That's the way I would have saw it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the way I would have saw it.
No, exactly what you said. I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And she's like, and then that nigga Lil Wayne hopped up and was like, no, hold on. Only I kissed my daddy. And then he went and hopped on baby's lap, and them niggas kissed. And it was a spit bridge leading from their mouth to each other.
I don't think I've seen that.
That's why they had to cut the damn thing out.
I'm glad to see that. So like, you said it's on 106 Apart?
Right, it was on 106 Apart. They kissed right on the show.
Okay, I mean, I seen a picture, but
oh man, the video, the whole thing, the show. I was like, good night, and they was like, oh shit. They was like, oh, everybody's like, oh. Yeah. And that wasn't the only time them niggas did that. I seen in the picture where, like, one of their bodyguards, you know, was in the background as them niggas was kissing, and that nigga, he had a look on his face like, nigga, what the fuck? You see the way he was looking at the damn disgust and everything that was in his face was just damn priceless.
Good night.
But that's the world that we living in right now, and just like what I.S.U.P.K was saying, you know, one of the things that's turning us up is our damn sexual practices. Mm. You know what I'm saying? What we support, even if you got dudes out there that'll say, you know, I ain't gay nothing, but you know, if somebody want to be that, make them happy. You know, I mean, you are gay, dude. You gay. You gay by association. Mm-hmm. And be like, I'm hanging around drug dealers. I don't sell no drugs. But and police know them, guess what they also gonna know? They also know me.
Right.
Being around them, and they're gonna watch me too.
Right. You know, and the Bible does say, you know, it's like, let's cut you off. The Bible does say, like, you know, when you hang around wise men, you become wise.
Right.
When you hang around fools, you become a fool.
Right.
See what I'm saying? You know, and that's in the book of Proverbs. Of course, I'm paraphrasing. See what I'm saying? That's what it is. But of course, it's the same thing when Tank said that, you know, if you you know, oh my goodness, good night.
Oh, that's gonna be something real messed up.
Oh Lord, Shalaka. I just can't.
I don't know what it is, but I know what you respond. Real messed up.
Tank, you know, the R&B singer Tank, he has said, like, you know, like if you sucked rod, like 2 rods, or if you sucked a rod or 2 or something like that, you're not gay. And it's just like if you commit yourself to doing any homosexual act, you are homosexual.
You know what the crazy thing about it is? The stuff that niggas was talking about in Hollywood, they can only hide this stuff for so long.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then it's gonna start to come to the light, even through the people, you know what I'm saying? Through the celebrities, everybody looking up to and all of that. They gonna, cause they gotta push it on you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not good enough for them just to keep it to themselves. Their handlers won't let them do that.
Mm-hmm.
Their handlers want them to put this on the masses, especially with black people. Because black people always, we had a zero tolerance for homosexuality, real talk. You know, we had zero tolerance for stuff like that.
And you know what? And the general just said that. And you know, it sounds to like to a lot of people, it sounds very far fetched.
Right.
But you got to understand, like, okay, how can I say it? Like, the times have not changed too much, in a sense, but like, black men have become more acceptable to it.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Been worn down.
The propaganda,
right,
and through the devices that Esau has pushed on us.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So some people have buckled down and said, you know what? I had this little gay moment when I was younger. See what I'm saying? I'm just, you know what? I must be gay. Because now this is in my face. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you know, but on Twitter, you know, I've been on Twitter, stuff like that. There's a whole thing about men going through a gay moment. Now, of course, you know, there are men that have, effeminate moments. I wouldn't necessarily call it a gay moment, but if you're raised by a woman, you can become
start acting like her. Right.
You see what I'm saying? You know, there are things that can happen in a man's life where you can, show yourself to be effeminate, emotional,
right,
things that you lash out, things of that sort. But them calling it a stage of a gay moment was just too much. I'm just like, what the hell is that?
And you know the crazy thing about it?
Like, good night.
This generation is different than when I came up.
Yeah.
Because
it is.
You know, like when I came up, like say for instance, even if the boy didn't have a father in the home, he had uncles. You know what I'm saying? Hell, you can take bits and pieces from, you know what I'm saying? But see, the way it is now, and then your mother, she wouldn't argue with that. Your mother or whatever would not argue with that. She understand, okay, he's a man child, such and such. But nowadays, what they do is, you try and tell that boy something right, they're going to come at you. And then what they're going to do is, and here's the funny thing about it, because sometimes they'll act like they want you to mentor him. You need to be on the right track. You need to do this and you need to do that. But then when you start to teach him what he really need to do, then now, I don't want you teaching my son that. I remember, my nephew when he was like about 5. I had him standing up and peeing, like a man. You know what I'm saying?
Versus sitting on the toilet and shit.
Right, exactly. Right, you're 5 years old, you shouldn't be still sitting on no goddamn toilet. I'm just keeping it all the way up. But you shouldn't be doing that. You should be, But I told my sister about it. I'm like, I had him, standing up when he used the bathroom and everything. Guess what she said? Well, I don't want him learning that. I'm like, the fuck?
I mean,
that's lucky.
Yeah, I mean, he can stand, he can walk.
Right,
So,
that's what I'm saying.
You got to get into, his,
right, but she don't
being
want
a boy.
that.
A 5-year-old, you're a boy.
Right.
You're a toddler going into a young man.
Right, but she don't.
That's weird.
Right, she said, well, I don't want him doing that.
Good night.
Yeah, good night. Like, well, you know what? That's your son, your kids. You know what I'm saying? Fine.
No sweat.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Lord be with them.
Yeah, but also too, like even with the uncles and cousins or other father figures, are the ones that's not doing any harm to you. A lot of uncles and cousins and father figures were the one that made sure that you were like a man.
Right.
See what I'm saying? A man in the sense where you're not whining, you're not crying.
Right.
You tough, you strong.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You carry yourself a different way. You don't play with Barbie dolls. You see what I'm saying? You do push-ups, you do sit-ups, you lift weights.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You walk right. You walk like a man.
You walk like a man. You walk straight. You don't have a little twitch.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? In your walk. You know what I mean?
Little bitty ass shorts and wear some goddamn man pants.
Yeah.
Things like that. He's there to critique certain, things, you know what I'm saying, that he can see. Because if he don't do that, and then you got this grown pedophile dude, he's like a hunter. He's a hunter. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's like a lion, crouching in the field, and he see, deer or whatever the case is, one of the wildebeest that's injured or something. Mm-hmm. Something that to entice him. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Now, you got this little boy, he's damn switching and every damn thing. He walking like his big sister. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, that pedophile dude is touching on.
Yeah. And you know what? And also, too, what we need in the black community, we need men to where, they're going to correct, young men coming up to become men.
Right.
But what we don't need is men who are misinformed, who are unlearned on how to be a man, and put all that poison on top of the younger ones. And the only way to stop that is for the men to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Right. Because the law, statutes, and commandments, it erases all the toxins. It gets rid of all the poison of being a homosexual, being labeled as a child predator, a sexual predator, a sexual deviant. See what I'm saying? A child abuser. All those things, is a problem within our community. That's why the law, statutes, and commandments stop you from being any of that. The law, statutes, and commandments keep you from being, it keeps you from being a sinner. Right. But it makes you a glorious person in the eyes of the Most High. Right. Trust and believe. Because me and this brother right here and many others is living proof. See what I'm saying? Come on, man. Right. And also, too, after this, let's go into the voting. Okay.
Also, the law, statutes, and the commandments, if you're diligent in them, they'll keep your senses sharp.
Man, damn right.
You know what I'm saying? Where you can see things.
Good
You know what I'm saying?
Any situation that you are in, the scriptures just pop in your head. And honestly, it's like that's me. Wherever I go, wherever I'm at, I see something, I'm just like, damn. Okay, I know how to deal with this, I know how to deal with that. Right. Like the scriptures are sharp in my mind because I love to study. Right. Because this is life, so I want to make sure I fill myself up with this Bible. Right. Also, too, King Solomon did say, wear the law, statutes, commandments about your neck. As if it's a necklace. Right. See what I'm saying? Not saying that you should go out there and grab, all over 600 commandments, the laws on your, on your neck, but it's just like. And also, too, have it tattooed on your heart. Right. We know tattoos is unlawful, but having it tattooed in your heart, meaning have it in a place, have it in the spot. Right. See what I'm saying? Have the laws be a stain on your heart, so where it's always there. It can never be removed.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Right.
Go ahead.
But when they talk about wearing them about your neck, people at the time understood it because wearing a gold chain, you know what I'm saying, that was a show of, honor. Only an honorable dude, prestigious dude had that on.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, he came out the house with it on. Mm-hmm. It solidly meant something. Remember when it said, and they put a gold chain on Joseph's neck.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that, that showed authority. And who, what man in his right mind would want to, take off his authority? You know what I'm saying? You want to keep it on. You want to leave the house with it. You want to wear it in the house.
Right.
That's why it said put it about that neck. And have it tattooed on your heart. Means when you meditate on it so much, to where it becomes a part of you.
That's right.
Where it becomes, it starts to consume your being.
That's right.
And that's passing from death to life.
Like you said, like you are the law.
Right. Right.
How you said like it consumes you, like you are the law. Like Like Gen.YAHANNA said, and what he said. He said it's one thing for a brother to talk about the law, but there's something special about a brother that enforces the law, just like the police enforce the law. Hey, if you spit on the ground, you're getting fined. If you jaywalk, you're getting fined.
Right.
See what I'm saying? If you resist an arrest, you're going to jail. So it's like, if I say pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster is a sin, you should not eat it, and you think that is such a minor, small thing, watch what the Lord does.
Right.
Because to the Lord, it's not small. You're thinking based on what you think. But this is not what you. This is not about what you think or what you feel. This is what the Lord mind is. You see what I'm saying? This is what the Lord said. So what you're saying is very irrelevant. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And also, so I was talking to somebody at slavery, and it's like I was telling this brother, and this brother was my trainer. I was telling him like you can't make up God. You can't create God. God is already here.
Right.
You cannot create God in your own image, if that makes sense.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And you also can't Google God. You can't just search it and be like, okay, who is God? How is he?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What does he think about me hitting this blunt? Me smoking these cigarettes? Me popping off these whores? You can't do that.
Right.
That's dumb, and that's dumb. If that was the case, you should be God.
Right.
You should be your own God. You should follow yourself. And that's what a lot of people do. They follow themselves.
Right.
And they think with their flesh, but not with their spirit. You see what I'm saying? And that's the issue with Israel right now.
Right.
Right,
they want to lead other people on top of that.
Good night.
They want to lead others. They follow their flesh, and they believe that other people should follow them when they follow no one.
Right.
That's crazy right there. Never been a follower, and then they'll brag on the fact I ain't never been no follower. Always been a leader.
But you always follow yourself. You follow yourself to smoke that cigarette, hit that blunt, and pop these hoes, and you decided what you wanted to do today.
Right. Exactly.
You decided, how you was gonna, maneuver through life. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it's very, essence in this day. So you follow yourself, and you always say, "Look, hey, nobody can tell me anything but myself." Like I ran into this dude, right? It was about 2 years ago. I passed out flyers with a trooper and an officer, and we are downtown Minneapolis. And I had, I believe I handed this brother a flyer, or the officer did, and the officer underneath me at the time. And a dude came up to me, and he was just like, the Bible says that we are gods, so I follow myself. You see what I'm saying? I make my own decisions and shit like that, and I'm just like, I think you misinterpret what the scripture is saying. You're almost there, but you're way off. You're like 10% there, but you're the way he rests off. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But you know, I'm listening to him. He got dreads. He's smoking a cigarette as he's talking to me, and he's just explaining his whole life story to me, and I'm just like, damn, like, you know, if you are God, I would not follow your ass.
Right.
Good night.
I'll be doing what you doing. I'll be all messed up and everything too. And those type of dudes.
I'll be smoking cigarettes with you, smoking weed and doing everything if you were a God.
Right.
But you are not a God, my man.
And when those dudes like that, they get a little following, that's when they really get dangerous.
Oh my goodness.
They by themselves, you know what I'm saying? Their danger is kind of limited.
Oh yes, it is.
You know, once they start to get people to listen to them and everything,
they think that they the shit. It reminds me of Dr. Umar Johnson, who was not a goddamn doctor.
Right.
This nigga's just a goddamn fraud.
Right, exactly.
I mean, he reminds me of some type of hotep ass nigga.
That's what he actually really is.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah. He reminds me of a hotep ass nigga. You know what I mean?
He got some little facts and everything that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but he's not in the school.
No, he's not in the school. He got some little things that he say that, you know, that's actually, you know, right about certain situations and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. You know, about what like weed does to your body, how it makes you men effeminate, and it makes women masculine.
And, you know what I'm saying? And that's crazy.
Right.
That's crazy. You know, also too what it does to your mind.
Right.
So it actually I think it does something to the point where it kind of like eats at your brain or something like that.
Kills brain cells.
It's killed brain cells.
Yeah, it kills brain cells. Yeah. Actually, you know, and actually too, it also can cause liver damage. That's what makes your eyes red and what makes your mouth dry. You know what I'm saying? When people, just like when people that pop a lot of pills, they get cotton mouth real tough. You know, they get cotton mouth real tough, and then their eyes, you know what I'm saying? You know,
I keep hearing that term cotton mouth. You know, I was telling somebody that you know, sometimes I drink a lot of water.
Right.
Because my mouth gets dry, and it was like you got cotton mouth. Right. And then somebody else was like, "That's a drug," you know. Don't say that. And I was like, "What the hell is cotton mouth?" I forget what it is. What is that?
Cotton mouth is not a drug. Cotton mouth is
I think it's related to drugs or something like that.
Well, actually, I mean, cotton mouth is a result of something. You know what I'm saying? Like you can be out there, you know, working out and get cotton mouth too.
So cotton mouth's like dry mouth.
Yeah, your mouth just dry.
Okay, yeah.
And you need something to, you know, something with some flavor, you know, to drink some water or something like that.
Yeah. Just how the brother said it, it was like, you know, the other brother was like, you know, it's kind of, you know, you shouldn't say that because, you know, this brother don't do drugs.
Yeah, well, that brother, he really wasn't quite understanding cotton mouth. Because like I was saying, a person could work out and get cotton mouth. Okay. But if you ain't working out and you just hit the weed and then you get cotton mouth, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go ahead, sis.
It's a start of being dehydrated, though.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we have to think of what, you know, what weed and drugs do.
Yeah, because if you let's see, I know like if you drink it sometimes too, it can dehydrate you.
Right.
As far as like they say, I know a lot of workout trainers, they say like if you're drinking for like 12 hours, you know, your body is going through something to where it doesn't come out all the way, and it's slowly but surely, if you're not eating or drinking properly, as far as liquids, as far as water, and or tea or something like that, you know, you will be dehydrated.
Right.
As far as in your mouth or in your body, you know, in your also do they say like you have dry lips, crusty lips, you know what I'm saying, or you have a muscle spasm, that means that your body's dehydrated. So yeah, I've heard that as well. But as far as weed and shit like that, so like I've never smoked weed before.
Yeah, I used to be the puff champion.
So I don't know about weed at all. But
I was a cheap thundercloud.
You know, I followed behind one of my cousins and tried a cigarette at 8 years old. But you know, that was a one-time thing. But,
I smoked those for 20 years.
Yeah, but as far as weed, I stayed back from it because you know my family just seemed like zombies.
Right. Yeah, my people are still smoking. They, you know, like good night.
And like drugs to me, it put me in my place of just like scaring me to be like, don't do drugs. because
Right.
what I'm seeing right here in front of me, I'm like, I don't want to be like that.
Right.
And it makes you lazy, like weed makes you lazy, you know, and it's really a gay ass drug.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It makes you lazy. It's very gay. It just makes you think too much beyond what the hell you should be thinking of.
Makes you paranoid.
It makes you paranoid.
Yeah.
You know, then there's schizophrenic. You see what
Right.
I'm saying? It's just too.
Yeah, the thing that scared me, weed didn't scare me. What scared me was crack. And I used to sell the stuff, but it scared the hell out of me, you know. It's crack scared the hell out of me. I'm like, man, to hell with that. You know what I'm saying? Weed is not as addictive. You know what I'm saying? As crack and stuff like that. Crack, you know. I done seen.
You sure about that? You sure about that?
Yeah, I'm quite sure. I'm quite sure. I mean, I used to sell, you know, I used to smoke weed, hang around people that smoke weed. I ain't never seen niggas start to, you know, talk about trying to blow no ride for no blunt.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
I'll tell you this: in high school, right?
Right.
You know, of course, I'm very social. So in high school, you know, I know damn near the whole school. I was there from 10th to 12th grade. And from 6th to 12th grade, I knew damn near the whole school. You know, I knew heathens and shit like that because, you know, I used to have the plug on as far as, you know, stores, you know, where to get this, where to get that. You see what I'm saying? Just using my resources to benefit the school at the time. You know what I'm saying? When I came into the school around 11th grade, and people talked in school. Of course, I wasn't in no one's business, but people talked, and I didn't heard that people then blew rides and did a lot of weird things for weed.
You gotta think, the weed that they got nowadays, oh no. They got stuff nowadays.
That's not weed. I'll just
yeah, you know, they lacing the stuff with K2, lacing it with this and that, because everybody's in the competition with each other for who got the best stuff.
Yeah.
Back in the day, you know, people was, you know, you had a couple of people that was putting embalming fluid. On the weed.
Yeah, it's called wet.
Yeah, though they used to call them like wet daddies and everything, like down south.
Cigarette or the weed.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, stuff like that, you know. But here's the thing with crack, though. You know, a nigga get high on weed, and what does everybody do? Everybody want to go to McDonald's, KFC, something like that. People hit that crack, they ain't thinking about getting no goddamn food. They thinking about getting that next bump. That's why crackheads get so skinny.
Yeah, because they're thinking about that next high.
Yeah, so you get to the point to where you don't want to eat, you don't want to do nothing. The only thing you want to do is get that next bump. The weed is horrible, but every drug has its different, you know what I'm saying, effects to it.
Effects, yeah.
You know, the thing about weed, I strongly do believe that weed is the gateway to pills.
Of course it is.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because pills, once a nigga, you keep smoking weed, you know, it's going to come to a point where you're not going to get high anymore.
Yeah.
You've been smoking 20 goddamn years, you know what I'm saying? You're really not getting high like that for real. You smoking it just because it's so habitual, you know what I'm saying, off of, 20 damn years of doing it.
Yeah.
You know? But now, you want a high like you got when you first start smoking weed, so now what do? You hit them pills now. You know what I'm saying? Now you run around chasing people down for what are the Xanaxes and Mollies or whatever the hell, you know, things like that.
Yeah, Molly.
You know, something that can give you a similar kind of high. Next thing you know, you on the horse, you on that heroin.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Also too, I was going to say as far as pills, a lot of the pills right now in 2020, or for a couple of years, I guess, it has fentanyl.
I heard of fentanyl before. What the hell does that stuff do? I mean,
so fentanyl pretty much, if there's a high dosage of it, it can actually kill you.
I heard about that. Don't they cut heroin with that?
Yes.
Oh,
So pretty much, a sister who was an actual famous sister, you know what I mean? She had lost her life at 21. Just I believe earlier this year.
Right.
Her name was Lexi, and she was a singer.
Ain't that something?
Yeah, and Lexi.
Big pill head's named Lexi.
Yeah. And Lexi was very big. She was going to drop her album. She did a song with Drake, Kehlani. I don't know if you know who Kehlani is. Very talented, by the way. she done songs with many different people, and she was from St. Paul, Minnesota, and she was very big on the top. Everybody knew who she was, but she lost her life because she got sold some pills, perks. We call it perks.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. So she got sold perks, but inside the perk was a high dosage of fentanyl, and it was a overdose, an accidental overdose. Now, if the police wanted to really investigate, they would see who really sold it to her, but that would take too much time and to really investigate.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of sellers in Minnesota,
right?
Or everywhere, in that matter. But long story short, as far as weed, after weed, it's definitely perks.
Yeah.
It's definitely pills, and majority of the pills are mixed with different type of drugs,
right? And
a lot of them is cocaine,
right?
So a lot of people be like, I don't do cocaine, I don't sniff, I don't smoke that shit, that's just crazy, but I do weed. But my question is to you, do you do pills? Oh hell yeah, I do pills. Okay, what type of pills? We have pills called Mickey Mouse Transformer. You have one called Shigo, which is weird as hell. Kim Possible.
Right.
You have all types of weird names and shit like that. And I've been knowing about pills since I was probably 12 or 13 because I saw a kid around the same age as me take half of a Transformer. It's called a Transformer. Right. And that shit would have your ass transforming into something different. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was my uncle. I have an uncle who I'm older than. It's weird. I'm a year older than my uncle, and but he's still my uncle or whatever like that. And he was telling me that he was off of a pill. And I'm like, what pill? And he lived next door to me. He was like, I think it's called like a Transformer. I looked it up. I was looking at the side effects and everything like that as far as it, and he was not himself at all.
Damn.
And he was so much out of his body to the point where he grabbed like this metal pole, and he was like, "Nephew, come here." And I'm just like, "Bro, like you want some weird shit? I need you to calm down." And he grabbed this metal pole. He tried to hit me with it.
No.
And if I did not catch it, he would have hit me in the head with it. And I'm just like, nigga, like you like, 13, 14, and you doing pills, like, what's wrong with you? See what I'm saying? And he knows that I don't smoke. He knows I don't do none of that because it like just seeing how everybody reacted off of it, it scared me to the point where I didn't want to do it.
Right.
But this nigga right here, he was way off just this nigga, like I was gonna fight this nigga. So like, on family or not. This nigga was trying to hit me with a metal pole, and I'm just like, bro, like, you are not yourself. Like, you never act like this. Even when you smoke weed, you never like this. So, like these drugs, and I know they coming out with new drugs, too.
Right.
These drugs right here is nothing to play with, bro.
Right.
It's not the same.
Yeah,
and that weed is not weed no more.
Right.
It's a whole science experiment to see if you're going to be wobbling, dying, choking.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that wet is dangerous. I heard many stories about wet.
And then
that shit is dangerous.
Right. At the same time, you have, the businessmen, weed dealers. They want to have a specific brand of weed where you get a specific kind of high, to where all the customers come to you.
Yeah.
Even though you got all the weed dealers out there, but you got something special to yours. To make everybody want to come to you.
Now this weed out there called Ghost Pepper. There's weed called Ghost Pepper, Ghost. There's one called Exotic. There's one called Ghost and all the other stuff. You know what I mean? Like I've been around family members who actually sold the shit. And so, them telling me the name of it and them telling me the effect that it gives on you.
Right.
In the world, I thought that there was only one type of drug. And with one type of drug, it only gives you, it all gives you the same effect. But when he started, when a certain family member started to explain to me you know, that there's different types of, you know, drugs as far as weed and pills and stuff like that, and it has different side effects. I'm like, this is absolutely dangerous.
Right.
It's witchcraft.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Even back in my day, they had some crazy weed. Even back in my day, we used to get some stuff called Northern Lights. It came from Indiana.
It sounds like you're gonna see the.
We had a bun man that worked for he would that drove the truck for McDonald's. He would do the drop offs. You know what I'm saying? He drove you know how the McDonald's have the bun trucks that deliver nothing but buns.
Yeah.
Well, he delivering buns and weed.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And that stuff had, you know, I mean, I done smoked some stuff that made me feel like ginger ale was on my brain.
Good night.
Yeah, serious. I remember one time.
As far as the pop?
Huh?
The pop?
Like the pop. Like I had, like my brain was soaking in it.
Oh, yeah.
With the bubbles and all of that. I remember one time I smoked, you know, smoked a joint with this one dude. He had joints, two finger fat joints. And I don't know. I was so roasted off the first one, and when he fired up the second one, it was like I knew I shouldn't smoke the second one. I knew I shouldn't have smoked it, but my hand said something different. My hand just kept doing this. My hand was operating independently from my mind. You know what I'm saying?
I'll say Satan.
Yeah, it kept doing this, and I just kept hitting it. And because I had a party to go to, I went to the party. I knocked on the door. They opened the door. They all in our partying. I walked straight in there and sat in Indian style before the TV and just did like that.
Yeah. See. You. I mean, like with drugs, like, you know. I know the topic is elections and shit like that, right?
Right. But it ties in good because they're drug dealers.
Yeah, they are.
Yes,
you know,
they are drug dealers.
And an election is very similar to that. But
yes,
as far as that, you know, it's funny because, I mean, you know, a lot of people look at me and be like, okay, you never did drugs at all, but you have so much conversation about it. It's like because I'm looking what's in my environment.
Yeah, you done seen a lot.
What's right in front of me. You see what I'm saying? You know, and no drug is really different than the other. It still gets you high. It still gets you out of your element. It still makes you, I didn't want to say inhumane, to the point where you're not yourself. You know what I'm saying? And that's witchcraft. And that's what I got into when I taught Halloween. And by the way, you know, I want to say fuck YouTube, by the way. Because YouTube took down the Halloween breakdown.
Oh, wow.
And that was a fire-ass class. You said you watched it, right?
Right. So the Halloween?
Yeah.
So
they took it down. So it went from an hour and 30 minutes to 12 minutes. It's like I was just on my phone and I saw,
I said that's an insult.
It is, yeah. Like I just went on YouTube after I taught the class and I saw that the class was an hour and some minutes, but it's on Facebook, so it's wild. It's all good. But anyway, off the topic of drugs for a second, which we might tie into with this. If I
will.
Yeah, go ahead.
The presidents are drug dealers.
You damn right.
They cut in.
They're politicians and drug addicts.
Yeah, and drug addicts. You know, think about it for a second. You got to go back to. You can go back to Reagan. All right.
Mm-hmm.
The war on drugs was really just war on blacks, of course, you know, but the drugs could come through whenever they wanted. They have a system set up. If you have, let's see, you have 1,500 kilos coming from Colombia, they'll allow 300 or 400 to get popped. And where does that go? That stuff goes into the evidence room and the police stations and all of that stuff.
Yes, it does.
So now the remaining, 1,200 keys can be pushed into the communities and all of that, right?
Yes.
Now the police have the 300 or 400 in the evidence room, and that stuff goes back into the streets, and they have their own dealers.
Of course.
They have their own hand-picked dealers. Remember that guy whose name Larry? I think his name was Larry Brown.
Okay. I was thinking
out of New York.
Larry who?
His name was Larry. I think it was Larry Brown.
Okay.
Out of New York.
Mm-hmm.
He got tired of selling drugs for the cops.
Yeah.
And he got tired of it because that's what the cops would do. The cops would give him the dope. And what the cops was doing, they were eliminating. They were hitmen. They were killing anybody that would be his competition to wipe out all the competition around.
Yeah, and that was definitely in the hood.
Right. You know, they were wiping out all the competition and stuff like that. So he would be the only one with the sack.
Yeah, come.
You know.
Yeah,
and he run them the money. He eventually got tired of doing that.
You know, it's like, if you don't mind me. No, you gotta think about this too. Like, you know, I watch shows like, you know, Law and Order. I did my studies as far as the war on drugs. You know, I really like to say the war on niggas. You know,
yeah, that's what it is.
Because that's really what it is. And you know, I think about, okay, you know, if they confiscated all this stuff as far as the drugs and, you know, all the guns and stuff like that, you would think that, you know, it would be an end to it. But somehow, some way, there's a recycling system as far as the drugs,
right?
As far as the guns, it's like, okay, all these deaths happening, people being put in jail for drug possession, you know, gun charges. It's like you would think that there's an end to it, but it's the white man once again.
Right.
It's the cops.
Right.
It's the government. So. And what's so funny is because niggas get locked up for the same crimes that our oppressor do.
Right. And
our oppressors don't get charged.
Right.
But we get charged. For example, right? Let me see. Let's talk about Breonna Taylor, right? Breonna Taylor. They killed the sister. They shot at her husband, at her man. Now, her husband, her man, his charges got dropped, right? Because he shot at the cops. You know, legally they could have charged him, which they did, but they dropped the charges. But of course, Esau charged the cops for shooting and missing bullets that did not go inside of Breonna Taylor, but went elsewhere.
Right.
And a lot of people's minds were blown. And what I found out just listening to Gen.YAHANNA is that the Lord was behind all of this. As sad and terrible as the story was,
right,
that was supposed to happen.
Right, yeah.
And that proves that we get no justice.
Right.
But they get justice. They get a pass. They get a slap on the wrist.
Right.
But we don't.
Right, and that's
and the reason and the reason why is because we're dealing with the curses. And if we have the same mind as the Most High, we will all understand that, you know what, Israel has to be punished because they're not seeing what I'm trying to show them. The Breonna Taylor situation, the George Floyd, it's a brother who in Minnesota who just died about 4 weeks ago, who I still have not heard more information about. His name is Oliver Perkins. Even his situation was very gruesome and sad. And it's like, you know, what should we do about that? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And as sad and terrible as it is, the Most High is trying to show you something. And maybe a lot more bodies just have to drop just for us to get the message like, you know what? We keep dying. What is the problem? And what is the solution? The solution is this, and it's not this. Like, we think that voting and putting our faith into the president is the solution. It's not. It's not the solution whatsoever. And how do we know? Because time after time again, we're still being killed. We're still being incarcerated. We're still being sex trafficked. You know what I mean? We are still going through a lot of hell and destruction, and we are just the target in general.
Right.
We are still the target in general, which lets you know that voting is not going to help our situation. Niggas is looking for the small things. What is it? Healthcare?
Right.
Healthcare is small. Equality. That's a goddamn myth. It's very mythological. It's as mythological as Zeus and Thor. You see what I'm saying? That's not true. It's as mythical as the goddamn Tooth Fairy. See what I'm saying? The Christmas and Santa Claus. Equality is not going to happen. How is it that our oppressor can get more justice and put in more time to get what he wants under 400 years than us. Have you ever thought about that?
Right.
For 400 years, we have been fighting for whatever the hell whatever we've been fighting for. But when it comes to Esau, he gets everything right away.
Right.
Good night. Anyway, go ahead.
All right.
By the way, yeah, scripture. It's a lot here. It's going to be Acts 5 and 30.
Acts chapter 5 and verse 30. The God of our fathers raised up Jesus.
Say that one more time.
The God of our fathers raised up Jesus.
The God of our fathers has raised up Jesus. Jesus is Yahawashi, the Mashiach in the Hebrew. And who are our fathers? It's not who's the forefathers of America?
George Washington. And all
George
them.
Washington.
Right.
Ain't it Abraham Lincoln?
Abraham Lincoln.
Right.
Who else?
Thomas Jefferson.
Thomas Jefferson. You know what I'm saying? All those devils that we just named, all those crackheads and pedophiles, which they were on drugs. You see what I'm saying? They definitely did drugs, and there's history that tells you about that. And they definitely were pedophiles. And they used to rape the slaves. And who were the slaves? It was black people. Right. See what I'm saying? But anyway, long story short, our forefathers were, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You see what I'm saying? Who raised up Yahawashi. Meaning that the way that they lived their life, they set up a platform, a blueprint, so that way Yahawashi will come up to be glorious. It's the same thing where King David did so much work. He put in so much work for his son Solomon to be king. It's no different. Am I wrong or am I right?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You want to say something?
Yeah, that's true, I mean, that's, you put in a whole lot of work, so the King Solomon, could be prepared, to be king and to rule. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Did you want to go into verse 31?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Him hath God exalted with his right hand to be a prince and a savior.
Now, once again, it said the word exalted. The Most High wanted Yahawashi to be in place, to be the one to rule in the future. And we are still in a time frame of the future, to where Yahawashi is the one that we should have voted for, the one that we should have went to the polls and put our vote in, to put our decision making in for this man, because Christ did everything perfect. See what I'm saying? He did everything perfect. Like we have another pedophile, another racist, another dope head. See what I'm saying? In office, and his name is Joe Biden. And then who's vice president? Okay, who was someone in history who pretended to be like a black person?
Barack Obama.
So what?
He pretended to be a black person.
There you go. We have this female version of Barack Obama. Her name is Kamala Harris, who is not a sister. If you're looking at her skin color, my nigga, you are lost. You are confused.
Right.
And you are not just dumb, but you're stupid and retarded. Good night.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And this woman is a heathen. If you do not know what heathen means, you need to look it up, because you definitely don't know what that is. You see what I'm saying? Heathen is someone that is not of our land, someone that's a stranger, someone that's not of our family. And that's who we voted into office as president and vice president. We have two heathens.
Right.
See what I'm saying? Two strangers that are not associated or a part of niggas whatsoever. But of course, we live in a time where people look at your skin color as if you are, you see what I'm saying, black. If that's the case, I should vote anything that's black in the world. This camera stand, this goddamn TV, it's black. Maybe it should run for what is it? President.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It doesn't make any
President
sense.
of Dell. Just because it's black.
President of Roku, president of Samsung.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense, man. Everything has a bloodline. See what I'm saying? Now also too, if you notice, if you look at a fruit, as far as like an apple, if you put an apple seed in an orange field, it's going to come out as what, an orange or an apple? It's going to come out as an apple. Now even the skin of an apple changes colors. There's green apples, right?
Right.
There's Granny Smith apples,
Right.
which are reddish. See what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's not all the way red, but it's reddish.
The yellow apples also.
You got the yellow ones too. You got the the Fiji apples, which is it's yellow reddish. You see what I'm saying? Then you have the red apple.
You got crab apples.
Crab apples. You see what I'm saying? So it's like everybody really on the earth has skin color. When I say skin color, meaning that they have some melanin. But just because they have that does not mean that they are black.
Right.
As black as the Africans are, they are not the same thing as niggas. And even the Africans will show you and tell you that you are not the same.
Right.
You damn right. All right? Let's read that one more time. Shalom.
"31. Him hath God exalted with his right hand to be a prince and a savior, for to give repentance to Israel and forgiveness of sins."
Right. He like the Most High, put Yahushua on the scene to give Israel repentance. And does anybody know what repentance is?
Right. It means the ability to be able to change.
To change your life. And as you see how the times have changed, black and Hispanic people have not changed. How do we know? Because when you go back to 65 years ago, I say roughly 65 years ago, that was what time period? What was we doing 65 years ago? Please let me know. And you older than me, you should know this.
65 years ago?
About
I'm not
63.
that old. I'm 45.
Okay.
No, but we was doing civil rights movement though.
Give them a hand. That's right. That's the point. That's the point. You know what I'm saying? Back then, we was doing civil rights movement. And what are we doing today in 2020?
Civil rights movement. Same damn thing.
Black Lives Matter is no different.
Yeah, just different title.
Am I not a woman? Am I not a man?
Right.
I am not your Negro, like James Baldwin. You see what I'm saying? It's the same thing. You know what I mean? It's really the same thing. The times have not really changed with us, but other things have changed. Like our oppressor has got more creative and really strategized their racism.
Right.
And like when the Bible says Ezekiel 35:5 that they have perpetual hatred for us, I believe it. But also with that perpetual hatred, boy, they have got creative.
Right.
But this is where we need to get creative to wake up our people. Because they are still in a slumber. They are sleeping. Isn't winter the same season that bears hibernate?
Right.
Right.
Polar bears, right?
All bears.
Yeah.
All bears? Okay, no sweat. Well, it seemed like winter is all year round. Because our people are hibernating. They are asleep. See what I'm saying? And they don't know what the hell is going on around them. And this election, I'm talking about, I woke up the other day when Joe Biden got elected.
Right.
Boy, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter. Everybody's just so happy. Like, it's this one dude, he was getting so emotional. I forget what his name is. I got the video on my phone. This dude was getting so emotional about how, Trump is out of office. And now he was saying stuff like, now we have a president that's not going to deport immigrants. Now we have a president that's not going to, man, what he said a lot. You see what I'm saying? He said that's not going to be so racist or racist and things like that. So I'm just like, Joe Biden is racist as hell.
Yeah.
He's the reason why niggas is locked up. Not just him, Oliver North, Ronald Reagan, and also too that bitch, Nancy Reagan that died.
Yeah.
Good night, the trap queen.
She said, yeah, there you go, yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah, and Ronald Reagan is dead as well. I forgot about that. Yeah, and I wish all of them will give up the ghost.
Right.
See what I'm saying? But if you want to say something, go ahead.
Bill Clinton was a damn trap king.
Yes, he was.
And we looked at him as the first black president. We was happy when he got in office.
Good night.
Just because he hit the weed one time and played a saxophone, we equated him to being the first black president.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Clinton was damn, Bill Clinton was damn having all the drugs came in through Arkansas at that time, where he was from. That's how they got into the country, through his own town.
What's the scandal that happened during the war on drugs?
You talking about doing like Reagan?
As far as Iraq and Iran, because America had a little okay. America had like ICE in a way.
Right.
They had them go to Iran or Iraq, and drugs was being sold around the time of the 80s. Captain Soccer War talked about it. It's called the something scandal. The communist scandal, maybe?
I don't know. I really, if it was happening in the 80s, I wasn't into no politics, nothing like that.
Okay. No, it was around the same time. Sam Herring.
I don't
Damn.
know.
Okay.
I know about Reagan and his, drug thing in the 80s.
Reagan was a part of
drugs.
it. Yeah, Reagan was a part of it. The CIA and Oliver North.
That name was on the tip of my tongue. Yeah. Oliver North was in big on that too. He was a military general dude.
Yes, it's called a something scandal, where how drugs was coming in was from it was being transported from other countries and being placed in the hoods.
Was it like the Iran Contra scandal or something?
Yes,
like
there you go.
Okay.
There you go. That's what it was. Yes. You see what I'm saying? It was the Iran. Say it again.
Yeah, Contra scandal.
There you go. That's what it was. Yes. And then America had set up a little team to go and fight over there secretly, and it was kind of like ICE in a way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they was also importing drugs.
Right.
And going back and forth getting drugs from these places. Mm-hmm. And not also was they into it with Iran, or working with Iran, but also Iraq. And I believe either Iran or Iraq is spiritually Persia.
Right.
Is it Iran?
Iran.
Iran is spiritually Persia that you see in the Bible. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, that's exactly what it was. Go ahead.
Right. Yeah, because one of the reasons why they like dealing with them is because over in those countries, it's not just oil that they looking for. They want control of them poppy plants.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? To make that's what you gotta have the poppy, them bulbs. They have the white liquid coming out of them. You gotta have that in order to process heroin. So they want control. Like Afghanistan, I think that has that's why it was a war in Afghanistan. It's fighting, in the mountains and everything, because they have something like the 90% of the world's poppy plants.
They do.
That's a whole, you know what I'm saying? Good night. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's a whole lot of heroin.
Let's move forward.
Okay. What are the scriptures? Did you want to stay on this? Or?
Actually, back to 30 for a second.
All right. Verse 30. The God of our fathers raised up Jesus, whom ye slew and hanged on a tree.
Mm-hmm. You want to say something about that?
It was just like what we talked about earlier. That Christ was slew and hung on a tree. Where actually it was the cross, but the cross is a modified tree hanging, because a lot of people talk about that a whole lot. A lot of people, but it say here that he was hung on a tree. Mm-hmm. But then, how is it a cross? If he was saying, then if you don't understand, then you stump. You like, duh, you don't know what to say. But the I.S.U.P.K. knows what to say. We understand the fact that the cross was a modified tree hanging that was made to prolong the suffering of the person that was being executed.
I mean, it's really the same thing as, you know, a nigga being hung on a tree.
Right. It's the same.
No different.
Right. It just prolongs the agony because a tree hanging death is a lot faster.
Exactly.
You know?
No, exactly. Let's move on up.
Okay. What other scriptures do you want to go to?
Yeah, I got you. That's good. Let's get Deuteronomy 17 and 15.
Deuteronomy chapter 17 and verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee.
Now, of course, as you know, that there are standards as far as the Bible. And as far as the standard of the Bible, the Most High has set the standard. He set the record straight. And what the record says is that we are supposed to have a man over us who is related to us, in a sense. And the Bible's going to get into that more.
Right.
You want to say something, or you want to keep reading?
Yeah, I'll say something right quick. One also that people know. One that is like unto you. You know, that's not so far out of touch or out of reach. And not somebody that just popped up out of the damn blue, and then you look at his skin and say, oh, he's like me, when this guy's nothing like you. That's what happened with Barack Obama. Who the hell knew who he was before 2007?
Nobody did.
Nobody ever even heard of this guy. White people did. White people knew of him. He came up among them. He didn't come up among us.
Yeah, right. Now, I'll be honest, I didn't hear too much about Joe Biden too much. To be honest, I didn't hear too much about him, but I know that he has records showing that he signed, criminal or crime bills, or executive orders, I should say, back all the way in the 70s.
I can certainly believe it.
Now back into the 70s, also with the war on drugs.
Right.
So it actually shows that Joe Biden was responsible for black people getting locked up, and just not showing mercy, but showing harsh punishment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Also, too, back to Kamala Harris. She was a prosecutor?
Yeah, prosecuting attorney.
A prosecutor attorney in California, where she, you see what I'm saying, she was responsible for people being on death row.
Right.
And she was giving them the harsh punishment.
Right.
She was giving them, what they call it, the
electric chair or something?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Or lethal injection?
There you go, yeah. Or the belt.
The belt.
Yeah, belt. Meaning, like, just giving them, like, the hit. The hit meaning harsh punishment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, she also was responsible for niggas being locked up. And niggas being killed as well. And still, niggas is excited and happy for her. They're looking at her as if she is Michelle Obama.
Right.
Which Michelle Obama is a sister, but she's married to a heathen, and
she ain't did nothing for white people either.
She has not.
Oh, the people like her because she has the nice toned arms. Man, come on, man. You see how simple it is to get our allegiance. It's all something so stupid. And then it's funny though, because we wonder why I know other races don't respect us. God damn, look how easy it is to get our support. You know what I'm saying? I mean, how could you? If they wanted to respect us, a lot of them couldn't. Because it's so easy to get our support. We supported Bill Clinton because he hit a joint one time and played a damn saxophone.
I'm sure they all did hit a joint.
Right. Yeah, they all did, but he went outward about it, saying that he's tried marijuana one time and he didn't inhale and all of that, and he got head in the Oval Office, and we was like, oh man, that's a nigga. He got head in the Oval Office, and they like, boy, that's a nigga right there.
Yeah.
Man, come on, man.
Yeah, no, it's like it.
No, you go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was also going to say as well, like, all these presidents have dirt on them.
Right.
They all have done something.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So like, these people ain't saints. Also, too, Joe Biden said that niggas was roaches. He compared black people to roaches.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Good night. And also, too, he's a pedophile.
Right.
And what makes everything so much funnier is that Kamala Harris, she had statements saying that she agreed with Joe Biden's, what is it called? She agreed with Joe Biden's, the people that got assaulted by him, victims.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She agreed with Joe Biden's victims. And now she's running with him?
Right.
And after all this stuff that she said against him?
Think about it. Also, too.
It's politics. It's all a game.
Right. The feminist party act like they was mad at Donald Trump when he talked about grabbing them by the box and all of that. But then, next thing you know, they flipped up and changed up and started wearing shirts saying, grab me by the box. And he got a lot of the lesbian vote.
Mm-hmm.
Lesbian support. Here's the thing about heathen women. The black women need to understand. These women they understand that their race is their race. Being a female is not their race. You know what I'm saying? They understand the concept. Whiteness overrides feminism.
Right.
It overrides Trump's feminism. That's why feminism is controlled by men. It's controlled by dudes. It's not controlled by women. It's controlled by men. That's one thing. And them feminists, them white feminist women, they understand their importance in having a husband. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They understand all of that. Yeah. They understand how, obeying their husband, you know what I'm saying? All of that. They understand all of that type of stuff. Yeah. It's just that they dupe up the black woman and make her think that she oppressed by black men. I seen a Facebook post one time that said, black men treat black women similar to how white people treated the slaves. That's bullshit.
Yeah,
because
bullshit.
The black woman has state power on her side. Just like the damn white man, the white people did against black people. He had state power on his side. How the hell we treating her like that when she can have you locked up for child support any damn time she want? You know what I'm saying? Y'all have a domestic dispute. Police get called, they automatically gonna come and want to cuff you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the reasons why they love this kingdom so much. Because this kingdom has given them that sense of power. So they take, things and they flip the script on it and try and make it like that's what we're doing, but really that's what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let's keep going.
Okay, it was 17 and
15.
Okay. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee.
So once again, Yahushua is our king, and no one should set anybody else over him. Of course, black and Hispanic people, that black vote, that was something also too that was trending. That black vote, and as you've seen, it was a commercial or advertisement as far as black women, shaking their ass on a pole, and on their butt cheeks it said "Vote 2020," and of course it had Biden on it as well, and here you go.
Right.
And then at the end of it said vote. It's like, okay, you showed me something where females are shaking their behind and they stripping, dancing on a pole, and then at the end you tell me to vote. It's like, hold on, that's witchcraft.
Right.
That's a enticement.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Same thing. It's like a damn Burger King commercial. They show all these juicy, nice burgers.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Juicy is sizzling. Foam is sizzling on a burger.
Right.
And then the cheese is melting on it. You got the lettuce, you got the onions, you got the bun, which is so fresh and buttery. But then at the end of it, it's like, well,
right. And
That's like good night. Go ahead.
And the reason why they did what you talking about, had her like she was stripping and twerking and all that with sign boat on her behind, is because they know that we don't hold our women accountable for nothing.
Of course not.
They know
a Chinese woman ain't doing that.
Right, and you're damn right. She's not. If we did hold our women accountable like what we supposed to, they would have to change up the strategy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They would have to change it up. But see, they could just put it out there because they know how much of booty goons that we be. She can do anything. You look at Facebook. She can come on there and make a post with doing anything. Yeah. And she gonna have 100 niggas praising her. She gonna have 50 hearts on the thing. You know what I'm saying? And all of the rest will be thumbs up. You know, stuff like that. And all coming from dudes. And you'll swear up and down by looking at Facebook posts that it was more men out here than women. And they supposed to outnumber us 7-1. Good night. That means the simps is just, you know what I'm saying? Simps making it look like it's way more of us than what it is.
No, you're absolutely right about that.
They would have to change up their strategy and everything. Yeah, they not doing that with nobody else. They ain't doing it with the African woman, none of that. They want to choose the black woman and have her out there with her behind all out, you know, with something on her behind saying vote. Mm-hmm. Like that's supposed to entice a nigga that don't want to vote and be like, well, maybe I'm gonna vote. Maybe I go to the polls. Maybe I can meet something like that.
Sure.
You know.
No, you're right about that. You go ahead, keep reading.
Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother.
Right. As you know, that Joe Biden or, you know, Kamala Harris, Donald Trump is not someone that is, you know, of our nation.
Right.
Okay, like for example, right? You have to understand that in order to have a king, in order to have someone that's going to be over you, they have to be of your nation.
Right.
So I'm saying not exactly your tribe, but of your nation, meaning that they come from the same family as you,
right? Some
way or another. And Joe Biden, who is Joe Biden to a black person? Nothing.
Right.
Not at all. See what I'm saying? Joe Biden is just a stranger, as you know, a stranger as far as like, you know, a Crip coming into the hood of the Bloods.
Right.
See what I'm saying? Like it's a stranger. We don't know who this is. You know, who mans is this? As far as Joe Biden, who man is that? We don't know him. Donald Trump, Kamala Harris, who is this? We don't know this person. And these people are not going to save us. We are looking for a white savior. And a white savior is never going to save us.
Right.
But who is going to save us is Yahweh. He is the only savior. And it was something that we should all understand and get, you know, inside of our minds. Yahweh is the one that is going to save us. And, you know, honestly, actually, you know, matter of fact, with all, you know, his legacy in the Bible, he has laid down a blueprint as far as what we should do up until he returns. But voting was never in the picture. So what the hell are we doing? If you are, okay, look, Christians kill me, right? If you are a true Christian, you believe in the faith, you believe in Christ, the blood of Jesus and all that, what did Christ say to vote for Joe Biden?
Right.
Barack Obama.
When did we do this in any other kingdom that we was in captivity to?
Right. Yeah. You know, Kamala Harris. Where did he say to vote at all? He never said that.
Right.
But we should have chose Christ instead of anybody else. And once again, this is a sin, a great sin, that is plaguing the earth and plaguing black and Hispanics. That's why we're suffering. After this election, what black and Hispanic people are going to see is that our vote didn't what?
Our vote
did not what?
Oh, did not help, did not work.
It did not matter.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Our vote did not matter. That's what black people are going to find out. Your vote didn't matter. See what I'm saying? How does your vote matter, you know, when your life don't matter as a black and Hispanic man?
Right.
It doesn't. All right, you want to say something?
And that's true. I mean, hell, the history's done proven that to us.
Right.
You know, thing about it, we just keep running through the same cycles over and over and over again. You know, somebody try to wake us up out of it, we don't want to hear that.
Right.
You know, we want to keep spinning, you know what I'm saying? Keep being in the spin cycle. You know, but that's all right though, because I mean, yeah, you know, and like I was saying too, you know, they also use the women to make us vote. They use even the old black woman.
Yeah.
You don't want to vote? Think they go to like she halfway trying to bully you like Big Mama.
Come.
You know what I'm saying? She halfway trying to bully you into voting. You know, I don't give a damn. I'll tell Big Mama to get out of my face. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's what the problems in the black community. You know, nobody check Big Mama.
Right.
Because that Big Mama spirit is one of the things that's holding us back too. You know? And she's praised for being like that. That's why so many damn comedians and everything want to dress up like an old black woman.
Tyler Perry.
Right. Tyler Perry, who else did Martin Lawrence.
Martin Lawrence.
You know, all of these people want to, you know, act like the old black woman and everything. Because she's supposed to be the spirit. That's why I say, I don't give a damn what religion some niggas, people claiming to be the Egyptology, the Hotep, or whatever the hell the case is. Them niggas is Christians, and how do you know? Because all of them niggas, can't none of them niggas say that their Big Mama was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And she wasn't no Hotep. She was straight up Christian. But at the same time, she was a spiritual leader of the family that all of them reverence and respect.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
God.
So,
It's a lot.
okay. Proverbs 4:14.
No. This right here.
Okay.
Okay, that's what if not, just say it to me, alright?
Okay.
No, let's make sure. It's like, but no, I'm trying to make sure, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you good.
That's good. I appreciate you. If not, you know, save me, you know what I mean? Alright, so
back over here, but Will, I think I want to
huh?
Yeah,
no, you fine.
For just a little second.
Yeah, no, you fine. Alright, so next one's gonna be Isaiah 32, 5 through 6 is what we're gonna get into. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Isaiah chapter 32 verse 5. Alright. Let me see it. Give me a second here. Hey, is that all that you have?
We're talking about the earth.
Yeah.
Did you?
No, it's fine. I got some at the crib, but I was just wondering, is that all that you have?
Yeah. What I got? The L's.
The what? Oh yeah.
You want one of those?
Yeah, that's fine. No, I actually got one though. If you or sis could open it.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, yeah, it's right here. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I won't take all your stuff because I actually got some at the house.
Okay.
So you know.
That was some L's.
Yeah.
These are pretty good.
Yeah. No, definitely. Yep. Yeah, I appreciate it. All right. So Isaiah 32, chapter 32, verse 5. The vile person shall be no more called liberal, nor the cruel shall said to be bountiful. So of course, like once again, like this is one of my favorite scriptures. Actually, just have it like right. Yeah, the white. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, no, that's fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah. Oh, it's that way. Down there.
Like, yeah.
If
you wanted to.
Yeah, if it's fair. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I appreciate it. The water a lot. So like, read that one more time. Isaiah chapter 32, verse 5. The vile person shall be no more called liberal, nor the churl said to be bountiful. See what I'm saying?
Right.
So of course, you read that for yourself. Of course, what that's talked about as far as how our oppressor is not, so I say he's not liberal. Now, for example, What is a liberal?
Yeah, a liberal is somebody that practices liberating, which making free.
Good night.
You know.
That's not Joe Biden.
Right, sure.
That's not Donald Trump. That's not Kamala
Right.
Harris. With a history that has not changed,
Right.
which they are devils. Of course, you know what too? They are in a position of power.
Mm-hmm.
And with their power, as you know, they are going to hurt Black and Hispanic people.
Right.
More than ever.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? More than ever. All right? So they are not liberal. You might read that one more time?
Isaiah 32:5. The vile person shall no more be more called liberal.
Now, what is a vile person? Someone that is disgusting,
Right.
pudent.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's what a disgusting person is. You see what I'm saying? Someone who has no regard
Right.
for the poor.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? For the vulnerable.
Right.
That's what a vile person is.
Right. Somebody that tells you pork is the other white meat. Remember those commercials?
Yes. Right.
They tell you pork is the other white meat when the Most High calls it an abomination.
Mm.
Also, too, every time I think of liberal, I think homosexuality because they're the biggest pushers of it.
Yeah.
So-
Because the LGB, ABCD, I don't know.
Yeah,
what
that's what I'm saying.
They get more attention than anybody else does.
Right, exactly, and
Yeah.
they've been pushed. They in positions of power. And throughout the government and everything too.
Now,
Yeah,
now, at one point in time they wasn't, but now they are.
Right,
Thanks
right.
to who? Obama.
Right,
Obama, yes.
right. Yeah, Obama put the stuff in hyperdrive. He put it on. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
They was already being accepted and everything real quick before him, but when he got there, he made it law. On paper. You know what I'm saying? That's rough right there. He pushed that agenda and made it, which is no different than what was happening with Sodom and Gomorrah. You know what I'm saying? That's how you know when a kingdom is certainly coming to a close. Because they ain't even hiding their homosexuality and stuff like that no more. I remember back in the day, if people was homosexuals, like the celebrities and all of that stuff, they would hide it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like I want to say like around the 40s and the 50s, you couldn't be so open and public about it. Because
Right.
if so, you'll get persecuted.
Right,
Yeah.
right. You might lose movie roles, but even though Hollywood was gay,
Or your life, yeah.
but they didn't want it out there at that time yet to be pushed out there like that.
Yeah.
They viewed it as too soon because there was a lot of them that was gay as hell.
Yeah, because it goes all the way back to the Greeks, the Romans,
Right,
who were
they culture.
gay.
Right.
And matter of fact, black men, if you believe it or not, black men are the ones that actually taught white men how to be affectionate, am I saying that right?
Is it affectionate?
Yeah, affectionate towards their woman. See what I'm saying? It's because they used to have their woman just about as men to have sex with them.
Yeah, I don't.
You never heard that before?
I never heard that one.
General had brought it out that they used to dress their woman up like men to have sex with them.
Because they were so used to hitting the dudes.
Yes,
and
in
everything.
the Roman baths.
Right.
So I'm saying, the big ass bathtubs is that.
Right.
It's really a pool.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But they used to have sexual intercourse with men.
Right. I think it was the diseases that taught them a whole lot too.
Yes,
The
yes,
diseases
it was.
when the Lord hit them with them plagues and everything.
Yes.
So they were screwing goats and all of that stuff. Something's gonna happen.
Bestiality.
Right, bestiality. They was having sex with animals, people. The other dudes, kids, every damn thing.
Yeah.
And they was hit with the consumption. And all of that stuff. That stuff is rooted in that type of practice because think about it. You got the DNA of a man mixing with something that it shouldn't be mixing with. What does it do? It causes a spark, fire. You know what I'm saying? It causes a fire somewhere. That's why a person that gets burnt with gonorrhea, he has inflammation and he piss and it feels like he's pissing fire. In reality, he is. He actually is pissing fire. You know, but that's how diseases and stuff like that are actually made.
Yeah,
You know?
you know what? Yeah, just back to the point. As far as Esau being a vile person, which is very disgusting. See what I'm saying? Very, very, very disgusting. And he's a person that's not liberal whatsoever. How do we know? It's because of the presidents, the senators,
Right.
the congressmen. See what I'm saying? The government. You know
Right.
what I mean? So let's move on real quick. Let me see. And the churro also too is very similar to what a government is. The churro.
The churro.
Churro, yes. Right here, churro.
Oh, okay. Churro had
It's
a lot to do with being cruel.
Yeah, being cruel and being empowered.
Right, right, yeah.
As a precept, let's go to Proverbs 29:2.
Okay.
Yeah, as a precept. Yeah. Churro. Churro is CHURL. A churro. A churro is another way of saying like a tyrant.
Yeah, kind of like it. Yeah, kind of
Yeah.
cruel, because it is a scripture where it says, "Better is the churlness of a man than the courtesy of a woman."
Mm-hmm.
You know? Let's see, Proverbs. What is it, 3 and 30? What is it, 3:31? Let's just check. Okay, it's 29 and 2. Okay.
It talks about the kingdom as far as the wicked and the righteous, as far as the condition that's going on.
Okay. Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
Say that one more time.
When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. Of course you're going to rejoice because the righteous is doing everything what? Right.
Right.
Righteousness, the word right is inside of the name. Righteousness. Right. They are going to do everything according to the book. What is, humane, not inhumane.
Right.
Which is the opposite.
Right.
And they are going to make sure that things are going to be good. See what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, how is it that, let me see. How is it that, the president, the government, the whole world, as far as Esau, when we say Esau, we're talking about, your pink oppressor, master that you love and kiss up to every day. How is it that they complain about trillions of dollars being sent out in a form of unemployment?
Right.
And that's a problem. The money that America makes, which America is very rich, can solve homelessness.
Oh, right. Yeah. No doubt. The churches, think about it, it won't even cost them trillions of dollars because all they got to do is open up some of them churches that's been boarded up. You know what I'm saying? They're making homeless shelters out of them. You know?
And and like I said, those churches are mega churches.
Right.
And just even the small ones, those churches where you can just take out the chairs and have sleeping mats out.
Right.
And I believe every church has like a kitchen.
Right.
So I believe every church has like a kitchen, and you can just cook and feed the homeless.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Good meals and stuff like that. They don't mind doing that stuff when it comes to jails.
They sure don't.
You know what I'm saying? Jails and prisons, they don't mind doing that.
They sure don't. No, you're absolutely right. Can you read from the top again?
When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. You will rejoice if you live in a good condition, in a good neighborhood, in a good city, where there's no crime, there's no horror going on.
Right.
But of course, now that we have Joe Biden, the ghettos won't sleep. We are going to do the opposite of rejoice. And what's the opposite? Keep going.
But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn.
Good night. When the wicked beareth rule, the people are going to mourn. Black and Hispanics and as Americans, we are going to be the ones to mourn again and again. And then if Joe Biden don't make the full 4 to 8 years term, we are going to vote again. That's if the Most High did not put it in our brains and send us enough messages and drop so many black and Hispanic bodies for us to understand what's going to happen.
Right.
But good night. Joe Biden is not going to be no different than Trump.
Right.
And then people are going to be mad and upset that they even voted.
Right.
And they are going to be, they are going to feel goofy, silly,
right.
stupid that they even voted.
Just like every time,
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
It's like, our people, have a serious hard time of learning. Now the one is going to have to be loud.
Yeah.
The Corona ain't doing a good enough job with that right now.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
He was still at the damn voting booths, even with the Corona stuff going on. They talking about 6 feet, and they all paranoid and everything with masks and everything on. But then they like, oh, let me go vote.
I see the meme where a goddamn cat, an animal. It was a meme about a cat, saying, look, I'm tired of this shit. I'm finna vote too. And a cat was in between two people. And I'm just like, ain't a damn cat. A cat is not gonna vote.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it was just a funny little meme, you know what I mean? Go ahead.
So, and what's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again, right?
Yeah, so
different results.
Yes, yeah. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result, and that's been 63 to 65 years of our lives. I would say 400 years.
400.
Right.
As far as black people,
Right.
Civil rights has not taught us nothing but to get beat, locked up, and killed.
Right.
Am I not a woman? Am I not a man?
Right.
Am I not a Negro? Black Lives Matter has taught us the same thing. With all the protesting and rioting. So it has not taught us nothing but death, to get locked up and get beat up.
Right.
We are the white man's bitch. It's how it seems.
Right.
So, yeah. But anyway, you might read the last part again.
But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn.
When the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. See what I'm saying? As you may know, a lot of people was mourning about Donald Trump, and it's funny. The general said that a lot of black people and Hispanics put Trump in office,
Right.
and white people as well, but there was a high percentage of niggas and Hispanics.
Right.
So it's like, what are you complaining about? What's the problem? You asked for this and now you have it. What's the problem?
Right.
You wanted this, here it is. Now we have Joe Biden, everybody's crying, happy, everybody's just, just going through a celebration, you know what I mean? So it's just like, well, let's wait to a first couple of months.
Right.
Let's wait until next week and see how the earth is going to be once Biden is in office. This earth is going to be upside down.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Right.
Ooh-wee. And Biden and Kamala Harris, they are a great team to do destruction.
Oh, yeah.
And wait till it comes. Motherfuckers is mad and upset and happy at the same time.
Right.
Just wait.
They're living out what they're doing right now. They're living out that scandal fantasy.
Oh yes they are.
That's what's going on right now.
Yes, come on.
And don't let it be some type of allegation, that Biden and Kamala Harris is actually messing around.
Yeah.
Oh man, black women will lose they'll love that. They'll lose their mind.
Mm-hmm.
It'll remind them dead of a scandal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's serious.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let's get 2 Chronicles 15 and 13. Yeah, 2 Chronicles 15 and 13. can use the, if you need to use your phone, that's fine. Alright, good. 2 Chronicles chapter 15, verse 13.
First Chronicles.
Second.
Yeah.
Yeah, no sweat, yeah. Yeah, a lot of people, you know, it just really disgusts me how a lot of black and Hispanic people think that, you know, they voted one devil out and another devil is going to make things better. I believe he's, what, the 46th president?
I think it is.
I believe so. I believe he's the 46th president or something like that. But it just makes me laugh. Because it's like, the Lord is going to show you a rude awakening. And then people is going to be like, you know what? Biden's not it. Who's next on the platform? And of course, the next person and the next person is not going to help black and Hispanics. And by the way, there are powers and principalities over the president. Am I right or am I wrong?
Right, which is true.
Right.
So, if you put all your faith and hope into Joe Biden, the pedophile, which, you know, that's his nickname, the pedophile, you know what I mean, that sexual deviant, who do you think is going to be next? The same thing. The same thing. Alright, so yeah, it's crazy, man. It just blows my mind. You see what I'm saying? It blows my mind. You know what I mean? Just absolutely crazy. He is not going to do anything less than what Trump, Obama, George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, was Thomas Edison president?
Yeah, he was president.
Whoever, all of them.
I think he was.
Yeah, all of them are not going to do anything different than what Trump and the previous presidents did. Bush, you know, George Bush Sr. just died like, what, a year or two ago?
Right.
No sign of Christ.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Reagan died too?
Yeah, Reagan been dead.
He been dead. I think we was talking about that yesterday.
Right.
Or the day before. Who else died? John F. Kennedy.
Right.
Some people speculate that.
He got whacked. Yeah.
Some people speculate that he was there for niggas. Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
He's the reason why you on drugs.
Right.
Your father, your mother is on drugs.
Right. Kennedy,
they love that crack and cocaine.
Right. Kennedy didn't have nothing to do with Negroes. His mind was too bent on going against the mob.
There you go.
He didn't give a damn about what black people was doing.
Exactly.
You know, Kennedy and all of his brothers that he set up in office, you know, they turned on their daddy's friends.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happened. They turned on Joe Kennedy. No, not Joe Kennedy. Joe Kennedy is their father, but Joe Kennedy's friends, which were the mafias, the Sicilian mobs, and all of that. So it was pretty much, you know, as it's known with that. I mean, that's, you know, that's why he got clipped.
Yeah, come on.
You know, he was messing with some, you know, real powerful people.
Yeah, come on.
Plus, J. Edgar Hoover was even against him.
Mm. Oh yeah, he was. You're right. Yeah.
Jimmy Hopper, you know what I'm saying? All of them was against him.
Come. All right, let's grab this real quick. Give me a second. Make sure the stream is on, because the stream be closing off sometimes. We'll go ahead.
2 Chronicles chapter 15, verse 13. That whosoever would not seek the Lord, God of Israel, should be put to death.
Say that one more time.
That whosoever would not seek the Lord, God of Israel, should be put to death.
Right, of course. We're seeking love and attention and, you know, some type of hope, you know, some salvation, some deliverance from these other people who are not our people. That's going to be the death of us,
right.
Which is voting. Voting will be the death of you as a black and Hispanic and Native American man, woman, and child.
Right.
So you want to think lightly. If you love your children so much, man, you care about their education, the school system, you better choose wisely who you vote for. Matter of fact, you should not vote at all.
Right.
A lot of people be like, you gotta vote. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You gotta vote to where Trump is not in office. But you're voting one pedophile out for another.
Right.
So it's better that you don't vote, because what you're doing is you're voting one evil out for another evil.
Right.
So does that make any sense? It doesn't. Maybe, what if you was a person that did not vote at all? And the Lord just looks down and say, you know what? This right here is my child. My child did not vote whatsoever. And every time that you vote, you take a vote away from who? Yahweh Shai. Going all the way back to Deuteronomy 17 and 15. That's who you take a vote from. Every time you vote for Biden, Trump, the one from 2004, Jerry Harvis, the one that the general was talking about.
Damn, John Kerry.
John Kerry, you see what I'm saying? John Kerry, Mitt Romney, who I haven't heard in a long time. Bernie Sanders, something like that. Bernie, I would say Bernie. You see what I'm saying? All these people that have came up within the past few years. You know what I mean? It is Bernie Sanders, Mitt Romney, Joe Biden. You see what I'm saying? Clinton. All these people, Obama. All these people who have came up. It's like, if you are voting for these people, you will lose your life. Niggas screaming, vote or die, right? If you vote, you still will die. Because that vote that you took, that you were so ambitious about, that vote is going to be the death of you. That's what's going to happen. That vote that you voted for Biden, or you voted for, Trump, whoever else, that is going to be the death of you. Because it is not of the Lord.
Right.
If you don't understand that, you are lost. All right. You want to say something?
That whosoever would not seek the Lord God of Israel shall be put to death, whether small or great, whether man or woman.
Mm-hmm. Right. You see what I'm saying? If you are a black and Hispanic woman, child, or man, and you voted, you will be put to death, or you will catch some type of curse.
Right.
I'm hearing that some voters call it COVID. That's the Lord.
Yeah. Wait till the next thing come out. It's gonna be worse than COVID.
Oh yes, it will.
You know what I'm saying? What people gonna do then? This thing be worse than COVID, or they come up with some type of mutated version of COVID. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously, we're not getting the message.
You're not. All the wildfires, all the the flu, the COVID, it's not enough. Maybe we need another, Katrina. Maybe we need another, big tornado storm. I haven't heard that in a while.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe more family members need to drop dead.
Right.
Or maybe you need to lose your life.
Right.
Or get a wake-up call with a shot, a stab, child support, something.
Right.
Just for you to understand. Alright. Let's get Proverbs 4 and 14. Yeah, it's right there.
Proverbs chapter 4 and verse 14. Enter not into the path of the wicked.
Say that one more time.
Enter not into the path of the wicked.
Enter not into the path of the wicked. Wicked? Right, into the wicked. And who is the wicked? That's going to be your oppressor.
Right.
And how do you know? It's because of all the scriptures. Job 9 and 24.
Right.
Proverbs 3 and 31. You see what I'm saying? That is the wicked. You see what I'm saying? The one who is in control, who makes the decisions in the earth. which is, once again, it's above your president. It's way above that. See what I'm saying? There are people who are in control of this earth that are stronger than your president. But for example, just to get into the point that voting is a sin, you should not vote for your oppressor. And it's so funny because it's so synonymous with the Stockholm Syndrome and how we look at our God. Right. In America, our God is white. Ooh, he got the lice and the blonde, pretty hair. See what I'm saying? He has the open-toe shoes. He has a bathrobe on. He has a nasty, rough beard. You see what I'm saying? And he's hairy all over. That must be God. That must be Jesus. See what I'm saying? Good night. That's not Christ. Nor is that God. And God and Christ is not the same person. See what I'm saying? That's falsehood, of course. You know what I mean? So, read it one more time.
14. Enter not into the path of the wicked.
Say it one more time.
Enter not into the path of the wicked.
Enter not to the path of the wicked.
And go not in the way of evil men.
And do not follow or take orders from evil men. Don't walk in their direction. Christ said that there's a straight path, a straight gate. See what I'm saying? That you must go into. And that straight gate is, of course, going towards the truth. Coming into the truth. And a lot of people don't make it to that straight gate, to that narrow path. See what I'm saying? Narrow is what? Is it small or is it big?
You said narrow is the way?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, narrow, yeah. Slim.
It's slim, it's small. But broad is what? Broad is big.
Right.
See what I'm saying? Now, if it's broad, everybody can come in. But if it's narrow, just a few people can come in. One at a time. It's not like a Christian church. You see what I'm saying? That's not how it is. All right. Let's see. That was it on that.
Yeah, it's 10:14.
Oh, it is. Okay. Yeah. I gotta give one a second. You want to pour a few scripts? Or free set. You want to dialogue a little bit?
Dialogue a bit.
Because I got like 80 more.
Okay.
But yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I'm saying that y'all can go all day.
Luke 19:27. What is that one?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah. Go ahead.
Go to Luke.
Was
it 19 and 27?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
19 and 27.
I
have 10 ways.
Mm-hmm.
I have 10 ways.
Yep, you said Luke 19 and 27.
Right.
All right, go ahead.
But those my enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me. Now, this is written in red. So that means it's Christ saying it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, think about, that statement right there. That's a hardcore statement right there. And it said Christ is coming back as king, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do kings have to do? He go into the place and the people don't want to serve him. What does he do? He put them to death.
Mm-hmm.
That's what a king does. We so used to like presidents and stuff like that. We don't understand that Christ is a king.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what kings do.
Actually, if I may, like for example, like as far as the people that we vote for, when it comes to Joe Biden, Trump, and things of that sort,
right?
They are your modern day kings.
Right.
See what I'm saying? You're setting somebody over your community.
Right.
You're setting somebody over your state, your country.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So that's how they're looked at. And that's why we say voting is a sin.
Right.
Because you're supposed to have, if you're black and Hispanic, have somebody that's within your own nation. You have a whole stranger. See what I'm saying?
Right.
That's like a herd of animals as far as like a herd of animals as far as lions. And a lion decide to have the president of the whole pack be what? A zebra? Because I believe lions attack zebras and deers or something like that. You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. That's stupid. But go ahead.
Well, at the same time too, where the president is, just like every other president before him, he's a puppet king.
Yes.
He's still a king, but he's a puppet king because Congress holds more power than he does.
Yes, he does.
And not only does Congress, but also the CEOs of major corporations, because America is a fascist country.
And that's where they get their money from.
Right. These major corporations and things like that. You think Biden's going to want to piss off the Astor family? No. You know what I'm saying? All of them ruling families that we talked about, I think before in the class. These are the dudes that he has to answer to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just like even with Queen Elizabeth over there. When she says she want Biden to come to her palace and everything, he better damn go. You know what I'm saying? Just like she had Barack Obama there at one time, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, all of them, you know, they holding power like that. You know, the president. And here's another thing too. This is another reason why a person can't put trust in the president to be on your behalf. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't. In reality, when it all boils down to it, he does not make the decisions. The only decisions that he makes is the ones that are pleasing to them. If he say, I'm going to increase harsher sentences on some type of drug or non-prescribed medications, pills, stuff like that, they're going to be okay with that.
Right.
To a degree, because they know that a whole lot of white people is on them pills. So you know what I'm saying? So they'll be, you know what I'm saying, with that bit, as long as it's targeted at us, they'll be cool with it. Majority of us, they'll be cool with it then. But the things that specifically pertain to us, like say for instance, subsidized housing, things like that. If we say I'm gonna be tough on subsidized housing, and they'll be like, yeah, you know, he'll say things, he'll make decrees that he knows that they're gonna agree with. You know, and they'll let him know, they'll process it and let him know whether that's gonna be a good decision or not. But he can't do what he wants to do because, for one thing, every president, people thought Barack Obama was gonna be able to really do something. Like as if he has power himself.
No, he doesn't.
He ain't got no power himself. He has no power.
Yeah.
And the only power he has is the power that they give him. That's it. They give him that power, and when they give it to him, they can also take it away. Let him say the wrong thing. We see that stuff every damn day. You know what I'm saying? Look what they do to the celebrities and all that. You don't think they can do it to a goddamn president? Because if he was a real king and Congress tried to come against him, he could light Congress ass up. You know what I'm saying? And that happens when you watch the Tudors. You know what I'm saying? You watch any king show with kings and stuff like that. There's always been people in their cabinet that was trying to portray them, all kind of stuff like that, right? I had little bands and little armies against them. And what did they do? They ended up putting them to trial, ended up putting a lot of them to death and imprisoning them. Well, the president, he can't lock one Congress member up. You know what I'm saying? Not one. Think about it. Imagine, look, peep this out. It's awfully funny. The mob could hit Kennedy, but couldn't hit Castro.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
You talking about Castro from Cuba, right?
Right, Fidel Castro. Fidel Castro was a king.
Oh, yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, he was.
That dude was a king.
Yes, he was.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't play around. He had the power to run the mob and all of them casino owning devils all them spaghetti devils and all of them right up out of Cuba. Now, see, now that's a king. You know what I'm saying? Any president in America is going to be a puppet king, and he's not going to help you out in the things that you want him to. For one thing, you're not rich. Mm-hmm. They help out rich people. They push policies for rich people. That's the reason why the Kennedys, the mob wanted the Kennedys in power, because they figured that they were nurtured in the mob.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so the Kennedys came and played. That was that was the 50s, right? The 50s to the 60s.
It was I don't think Joe Kennedy was in politics before his son, before John F. Kennedy.
60s.
Yeah, that's the 60s.
Yes, 60s.
But they were in power before that, though.
Oh, they were?
Yeah, they were in power all the way back in the 20s.
Hey, you tell me, you put me on.
You know what I'm saying? They were in power. Joe Kennedy was already a solid, because that's one thing a lot of the mafia dudes do, the smart ones anyway. Yeah. They buy up politicians, lawyers, judges, so they already setting a platform for themselves.
A platform, yeah.
They already, remember we watched The Godfather, Vito Corleone and everything, and how he had all them politicians and judges and congressmen in his pocket and all that. Mm-hmm. Well, that's what the Kennedys did also in real life, because they started out as like Irish pub owners. Mm-hmm. But then when Prohibition came, that's when they got super wealthy. And he was like one of the top 20 richest men in America.
You're right.
Joe Kennedy was.
Hey, most of you right about that, yes.
He had strong ties. That's how he was able to get his, you know what I'm saying?
They was flourishing with money.
Yes. Man. He was worth millions, which actually, in today's currency, he was a multi-billionaire.
Okay, look. He wasn't rich, but he was stinking rich.
Yes.
He was stinking rich.
You talk about the top 20 richest men in America at the time.
Yes.
That, you know what I'm saying?
Good
and
night.
He had all this political power, too.
Yeah, and today in 2020 we call that shit plugs. He had the
plug. Yeah.
Plug
damn right, the political plug. Yeah.
Damn right.
Because all of his children, senators, end up becoming senators and all of that. It was Bobby Kennedy. Bobby Kennedy was the one that sent out the whole thing against the mob. He was ahead of that. Mm-hmm. While John F. Kennedy was the president, they figured, they take out the head, the body withers, the old Russian proverb.
Right.
That's why they clipped him. Mm-hmm. And it was a mob hit. I mean, it is just, what I'm saying, as simple as day, because that's who we pissed off, and them people were in a very powerful position.
Yeah.
They were in a very powerful position. So all of this voting stuff, this stuff is stuff that ain't got nothing. We sat there looking at slave masters and all of that, and try to get inside their lives and all of that. Like we really fit in that. Just like that show that I'm watching, that show called Turn, that I was talking to you about. They go back to 1776. Just like watching that. You see the role that the black people was playing. We just the slaves in there, and very rarely ever talk.
Right.
Because what we got to say to them is not that important. Slaves, you know what I'm saying? We're supposed to bring the plates, all of that, all manner of servitude, pick the cabbage, cotton or whatever the hell it is that they dealing with. We're supposed to be doing that.
Yeah, cabbage, cotton, rice.
Right. Sugar cane, all of that. We're supposed to be doing that. Seen and not heard,
Yeah, which is a weird ass term as well. That Captain Cesario had got into, as far as child molestation. Being seen, I heard, where children should not really speak too much.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But of course, if something is happening, you should tell it. And the same thing in history in general. It's like if something's going on in history or just going on in life, you should talk about it.
Right.
Write it in a book. Speak to another person about it.
Right.
Someone that's going to hear you out. You see what I'm saying? Now, long story short, we are telling you, of course, voting is a scam. It is a political, game.
Right.
And that, politicians, Christians, and vulnerable, poor Black and Hispanic people are going to join in and try to succeed in this type of avenue.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And what you need to understand is that no one can change the environment of what's going on except for you keeping the law, statutes, commandments.
Right.
And the Most High is in control of every goddamn thing.
Right.
Your vote is not going to matter, and it's not going to change the world.
Right. It's not. It's only going to make you food for the world.
That's right.
That's it. That's all it is. That's our whole purpose here concerning them.
Mm-hmm.
Is to be food. We're their food. Everybody eats off of us. If you look at all of these great cities and all of that, these countries that have these cities that rival New York City and Chicago and Vegas and all of that, it is all done at the back of the slaves.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is, regardless of whether it's direct or indirect. Because a lot of countries didn't physically have a whole lot of slaves like that. You know what I'm saying? Like physical inside there, but they owned slaves from afar.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
like China.
Oh yeah. China definitely has slaves.
Right. They own slaves, because what do? They control a large portion of the stock market. And what was the stock market based on? Everything that was inside and down in the north, all the cotton and everything that was picked, moved up to the north to start Wall Street.
Yeah.
And they controlled their portion of Wall Street, which is off the back of the slaves.
You talking about after 1921, after Black Wall Street got destroyed?
No, this is before that. This is during the time of the Civil War between the North and the South.
Okay, because the Korean War was
that was in the 50s, very early.
It was the late 50s.
Yeah, late 50s, right before the Vietnam War.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Well, this is going back to the Civil War, like right after slavery, because that's the reason why. Because the North had all this industry, while the South had all these fields. You know what I'm saying?
I see no history.
I do a look, you know what I'm saying?
Okay,
yeah, I got to get into it, I gotta get back into the history classes again, you know what I'm saying? I'll start rocking those again.
I think me and you a whole team. I think me and you a whole team. You know what I mean? So yeah, you see what I'm saying? So yeah, no, it's funny though because I'm speaking about history, you as well, and it just seems like that we got something going on.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm about to call you more often. You see what I'm saying? Who was the first white man on the earth? You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
Cain.
Right. Exactly.
Post flood Esau. Yeah.
Born in 1919, whatever.
Right. BCE.
Right. Exactly right. Yeah. Now I see you are. Hey, Most High in Christ out, man. As I said, let's put one precept, man. Let me see. We're talking about voting. We actually covered a lot of shit.
Right.
Homosexuality, drugs, election.
That clip with Biden when he was touching on that little girl in that conference. What was it? A press conference or something like that?
Yes, it was.
Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
What the hell was up with that? And then here's the.
He is a pedophile. So.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. What makes it so bad is the black people supporting him, though.
Well, okay, was it Ariana Grande or was that Trump with Ariana Grande, who's still white? She's Italian, but she's white.
With Ariana Grande.
No, she's a Spaniard devil.
Yeah, okay.
Her people's wealthy Spaniards.
Yeah. Now she seems very good. I ain't gonna lie to you, but and she acts very good as well because when I first seen her, I thought she was some type of Disney and Nick. Sam McCat.
Yeah, she was.
Victoria's Sam McCat, and I believe she was on Disney. Yeah.
She was somebody on Disney. She was in some show on Disney Channel, and she was Sam McCat on Nickelodeon.
Yeah, yeah, and also a cat on Victorious.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But she sings good.
Right.
You know what I mean? And she actually made a video called Positions, and she based it off of the presidential election. As far as, I can be a woman in power, but I can also be a woman in the kitchen and be a woman in this area as well.
I have a hard time believing that. As in
I'm not
Hollywood,
good
yeah.
for that. So, I mean, I like her voice, but she.
Yeah. I mean, she's a talented devil, but will I support her? Meaning, put money as far as her, her platform? No. I like the Weeknd. The Weeknd is dope. You see what I'm saying? But he's a Ethiopian. See what I'm saying?
Damn, really?
Yeah. He says nigga. He's just like Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah.
Nipsey Hussle is, he's dope. You know what I mean? But I won't put money
heard of that nigga
inside of the platform, meaning where I won't go to their concerts. I won't go to, I won't put money, to them. But, I listen to their music, if it's online. It is what it will be. But I mean, they are talented people. And the Most High make certain people talented.
Yeah, I mean, they imitate niggas long enough. I mean, that's how they get their talent, because without us, I think about this stuff all the time. Yeah. How would white people dance without our influence?
Exactly. Jazz, blues.
To the flute and all of that stuff like it is doing over in damn Europe and all of that.
Yeah.
And doing the little waltzing or whatever the hell the case is. And who the hell want to see that?
Yeah, and also too, Elvis actually impersonated a black man as far as the little dance we did with his little leg.
Yeah, he said in black churches.
Huh?
Elvis said in black churches.
I didn't know
That's
that.
how he learned. That's how he was there to pick up on how black men's voices are and how we move and all of that stuff. That's why he came out with studs and stuff on his, you know what I'm saying, with the bell bottoms and all of that.
Yeah.
That's how black, singers and everything, the flashy ones would dress way back in the day. White dudes wasn't wearing those like studs and stuff way back then. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't rocking studs and all of that. That's straight up nigga stuff. That's why we do that in the UPK. That's straight up Negro culture 101. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. As far as our dress and stuff like that, we always been a real flashy type of people.
So I just saw. I just seen white people who are punk rock and shit like that. It's like niggas made rock.
Right.
Have you ever heard of Chuck Berry before? You know what I mean? Chuck Berry was the grandfather of rock and roll.
Right.
So just like y'all talking about y'all made this. Nah, bro.
Rock and roll is a black. It's
country
a black.
is black as well.
Right. And before it was even called a music, rock and roll was just slang that niggas would say.
Yeah.
Let's rock and roll.
Yeah.
All right, that means let's get it on, let's go. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's funny about that? Gen.YAHANNA still use that term to this day.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's what our peoples used way back in the day. Let's rock and roll.
Yeah.
All right, come on.
Let's do this or let's do that. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Let's rock and roll with it. Like, let's go. Let's go.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Negro supervisor over the docks.
I think you said rocking and rolling or something like that.
Rocking and rolling. Rocking and rolling.
As far as
that's old black, that's old, you know what I'm saying, old black man stuff from way back in the day. The dock workers and everything. They gotta load the damn dock, the ship and everything. So let's rock and roll. Come on, let's rock and roll. Stuff like that.
It's like us saying double time. Like
right. Yeah, exactly.
Let's go.
They'll come out with a damn music genre called double timing.
Double time.
And then we be looking at, we be all real old and crusty looking at it like, we say that. That's our stuff. Rap. The same thing, rap. This one damn, it's messed up because I used to know this girl. She was Hispanic. Her father was Mexican, and her mother was a Gadite. But she loved white people. I mean, she was crazy about white people. She tried to tell me that the woman that sang the Heart of Glass. What the hell's her name?
I don't know her name, but that's an old ass song.
Right, way back in the 80s. I forgot what the hell her name was, but she tried to tell me that she's the one that sung the first rap song. Get the that's like you. Like, get the hell out of here with that. She tried to convince me of that. You know what I'm saying? Niggas was rapping on the damn chitlin circuit.
Yeah, no, I heard someone that had mentioned on YouTube that niggas been rapping since the 1940s.
Right.
But it was just like a different variation.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it didn't have a label on it, a stamp on it.
Yeah, but really, like if you think about it, ever since so-called music has been born, I'm sure someone has came up with a rap or something like that.
Right.
Matter of fact, King David was a singer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah, because a lot of songs is musical.
Right. And that's what they did. And here's another thing.
I believe Psalms 83 is not only a prayer, but it was I think it's a prayer.
Yeah, Psalms is all songs.
Yeah,
it's all songs. The whole book of Psalms.
It's the whole thing.
Right. The whole book of Psalms is songs. What they would do is they would take King David would write the song, but he'd do the same thing that niggas do in rap today. He would write the song, and then he'd take it to A$AP and them to make the beat. I want to find that scripture just to prove what I'm saying.
Yeah, because Salah is like
right. That's like the end of the song, like
when
the instrumental, like with Too Short.
Yes.
He ended the song out and he let you groove with it. You know what I'm saying? That's Too Short. He had to say lie. You know what I'm saying? But he clipped it and then he let you. And you just groove it and everything. He always did that and always stuff. That's the say lie.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's the say lie right there.
Because that's Psalms 83.
Right. Well, I was find the one where it said, and King David made the song and he took it to A$AP. Because like I said, A$AP and them made the beats, they made the hook. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They made all of that because A$AP and his sons, they were, the Most High made them like the chief, musicians and everything. Gosh, I want to find that.
Yeah. No, Psalms is definitely amazing though. Yeah. Now also too, I was told by one of the Catholics that all the Psalms is not written by David.
No.
There's other scholars.
Right.
Damn. Is it scholars? Is it scholars? Is that the word? Okay. What do you call the person that write, like Mark, Matthew, and Luke? Are they? Yeah, they're scholars, right?
They're Matthew, Mark. They're scribes.
Scribes. There you go. Scribes. My bad. Okay. There are other scribes in Psalms as well.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So, I was told, to be very careful when you're studying certain books. Right. Because there are other scribes as well.
Right.
And of course, like Matthew, Mark, and Luke, they are all writing the same thing, but they have their own accounts.
Yes, own account.
Yes.
And it's four accounts.
Right.
Coming together to make a complete picture.
Yes. There you go.
It's like a puzzle, putting all the pieces and everything together. Yes. Painting a perfect picture of what's going on.
So, one scribe might have, he said this, and then the other scribe might be like, okay, he said that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah. But as far as Psalms though, I heard all of it is not David, King David, for that matter. There are some other people who are involved with Psalms as well. But with that being said, I was told that all the songs might not be music. Right. And as far as music. Right. But some might just be standard prayers, and some would just be music as well.
Yeah. At the same time, they can go into music because the music don't have to be like word for word.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No, it doesn't. No.
But it'd be a song that a person can have that'll have the same spirit as that, just like Psalm 137.
Oh yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
when they talk about, blessed shall he be that taketh to dash thy little ones against the stones. A person can put that, in a song, worded different in a modern way that the song still carry the same spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Captain Picard prepare slaughter.
Mm-hmm.
He's not using the same exact words, but the spirit of the song is actually the same song, only done in a modern day Judite time.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
you're
saying?
talking about Isaiah 14 and 21.
Right.
Yeah,
you know,
kind,
prepare slaughter. You know,
Yeah, kind.
he didn't do it like word for word of what the scripture is.
Yeah. So what you're saying is, as far as psalms, you know, all psalms is not necessarily, you know, musical in a way, but it can be recited in a musical way.
Right, because the Most High love music.
If that's the case, that would be every goddamn scripture.
Right, it is actually. It really is.
How many people talk about Adam and Eve in the song?
Right.
You know, Revelations. As far as Christ, or in Revelations, you got, you know, I heard a song where it talks about the vision of John.
Right.
You know, John being locked up and him seeing what he's seeing. So yeah, God.
The Most High is a black man. He grooved just like we do.
Yeah.
You remember?
Yeah. You have I think it's either beasts or angels that sit at the side of the Most High's throne that says Allah's, Allah's, holy, holy, holy.
Right.
Like that.
Those are the seraphims right there.
Yes.
Yeah, those are the seraphims.
Yes.
One of them, it ministers to him in a way where he covers the Most High's feet. He got 6 wings.
Who?
One of the seraphims.
Oh yes, that's
he
right,
has
yeah.
6 wings. He covers the Most High's feet.
Yeah.
And then the middle 2 he stretch out,
yes.
so he can hover.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And then the other 2 that's at the top cover the Most High's face, so that nobody can see.
Nobody, because he's too powerful for you to see.
Right.
Same thing going back to
even the angels can't even, you know, see his face like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even the angels can't.
Yeah,
You know, Christ is the representation, you know what I'm saying, of the Most High that people will be able to see, you know. I mean, think about it. Moses spent the time up on the mountain and people couldn't even stand to look at Moses.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just because he was kicking and rolling with the Most High. You know what I'm saying? You ever meet niggas that's so cool with one another, they damn near look alike?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can just tell. Like, as a matter of fact, I remember when I got my first crib in Louisville, it was a brother that I knew. I used to pay him to cut my hair.
Mm-hmm.
But he was there. He was, you know, in Louisville and everything. And I'm like, man, who the hell does this nigga remind me of? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, and then it dawned on me, and I asked him, it was a dude named Dexter Lockett from down in Georgia. He was from like Macon, Georgia. I was in Job Corps with this dude, and he was so much like Dexter, it was crazy. And I asked him, I'm like, man, do you know a dude named Dexter Lockett? He's like, man, that's my best friend.
Damn.
And this is in Louisville, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know, I hadn't seen Dexter since Job Corps, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, damn, you know, talking about a small world, but I mean, damn, he was just like Dexter. You know what I'm saying? And then when Moses come off the mountain, he had been kicking with the Most High so long. When they had that, that's when they had to put that veil on him. They like, you know, hey, you got to put that veil, you know, on Moses. They wanted to see the Most High and everything, and they couldn't even bear Moses' image.
That was Exodus?
Right.
Yeah, right, okay, yeah.
They couldn't even bear Moses' image, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. No, that shit was crazy though.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, let's move on and end it, because we already hit 2 hours.
Right,
you know
right.
What I mean? But, you know,
we tipping into 3. We started like 8:11.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
so
we hitting down to a 3 hour now.
No.
First Chronicles 16:7. Yeah, I wanted to.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Make that point right quick.
Yeah, you got it. Go ahead. Take your time. Oh, you right on spot.
16.
Shit, I mean, if you want to, should make this shit 4 hours. 5 hours. I don't mind shit. You know what I mean? I can talk about the Bible all day long.
7. Let's see. Okay, there we go.
You got it?
Right.
Okay.
First Chronicles chapter 16 and verse 7. Then on that day, David delivered the first this psalm to thank the Lord into the hands of Asaph, and his brethren. What was they do to do with it?
No, it's funny you hear the word A$AP because I think about the rapper.
A$AP Ferg, and he's a Levite.
Yeah, A$AP Ferg. Oh yeah, I saw A$AP Ferg in concert with Tory Lanez. Dope.
Yeah, I know. I first got turned on to
A$AP Ferg is dope.
Right. I first got turned on through the brothers in Boston.
Yeah,
I was rolling with them, and they was playing that A$AP Ferg, because they got Isaiah Allah, and then the Gaul. Both of them is Levite. Both of them Haitians.
Man, it's Salaki. A$AP Ferg.
That shit does rock. That shit does roll.
I got videos to this day. This nigga A$AP Ferg, that nigga's dope.
Right.
Yeah, opened up for Tory Lanez.
Right.
You know what I mean? And man, A$AP Ferg, that nigga is fire.
Yeah,
as far as A$AP Rocky, they're all in the same little.
Right. A lot of them Judites. Yeah. Judites and Levites mixed together. They whole clique.
Mm-hmm.
But A$AP Ferg himself, he's a Levite.
Mm-hmm.
And think about it. It said King David gave the song to A$AP and his brethren. He ain't give it to them just to sit on.
Mm-hmm.
They making the beats.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Just like what niggas be doing now. And that A$AP Ferg and them, they don't know the scripture most likely. It's just something that's in their spirit. You know what I'm saying? And it's another scripture, huh?
Well, I mean, I don't watch certain interviews. I mean, a lot of rappers is kind of stupid.
Yeah.
And dumb. But that talent still goes into their music and shit like that. But it's still kind of dumb.
And their identity, it melts in too. Even if they don't know. That's why you got so many goddamn little kids named Zion.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Some parents name their kids Zion, and you know what I'm saying?
I got a nephew named Zion.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying, stuff like that, because this stuff is still with you, even if you forgot
it. Yeah.
You don't know it. You ain't known it for hundreds of years, but it's still with you.
Yeah. And, you know what? That's why GEN.YAHANNA said that some people call the kids King, Raheem, Jamal.
Right.
It'd be a lot of like kind of like a slave Islam type of name.
Right.
But it actually kind of means something in a way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Levi. You know what I mean? I have a family member named Levi.
I knew a Gadite named Levi.
Yeah. King. Damn. What else? I'm trying to think. I know a native guy. A Gadite,
right.
His name is Israel.
Right, yeah.
He looks like a fucking back in the day type of Gadite.
Right.
And it's so crazy. Like, he's this big muscle ass dude, and he looks just like the Black Indians type of book type of brother.
Right.
You know what I mean? And his name is Israel. I'm like, Israel, I'm spelling it, I'm at slavery one day, and I'm like, so your name is Israel? He's like, yeah. I'm like, damn.
Right.
That's crazy. You don't hear it every day.
And then, see, these people they're not trying to be Jewish.
No.
You know what I'm saying? They're just naming, just like Zab Judah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Their last name is Judah.
Yeah. I know someone online who named their child Cain.
All right, yeah.
And Esau as well. And I'm just like, oh, that's a bad choice of name. Also, too, I know somebody who named their child Pharaoh, who was black, and I'm just like, that was a bad choice of name.
They're worshiping of Egypt and all of that. But with Cain, but actually, people think Cain means murderer, but Cain only means I got a man from the Lord.
You said what?
Cain, the name Cain, it just means I got a man from the Lord. That's all it means. A lot of people think Cain means murderer.
Yeah.
But it just means simply I got a man from the Lord. Because Cain was the first man ever born.
Right.
It came out of the woman's womb, and you think about it, he was tripping.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She just pulled a little kid out of her ass. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
No.
The first person ever at that time, you pulled a little kid out of behind, you know what I'm saying? I got a man from the Lord,
No, you're right. Yeah. But let's close this out though.
Okay.
Let's get Proverbs 3 and 31. Proverbs
3 and 31.
I expect it to be that Goddamn long. We already in almost close to 3 hours.
All right. Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 31.
Mm-hmm.
Envy thou not the oppressor,
Mm.
and choose none of his ways.
One more time.
Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways.
Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. And that goes right exactly with the voting.
Right.
Because you shouldn't want what your oppressor has.
Right.
Because if you want what he has, you're going to envy him in a way where that you are going to mimic what he does in order to get what he has.
Right.
And for example, what Esau has is America. What is it? MAGA,
Right.
make America great again.
Right.
The reason why America is great again is because of the slaves.
Right.
And also, too, on top of that, he has got everything by violence and force.
Right.
Just a whole nother Christopher Columbus.
Right. Being an extortioner, being
Yeah.
every wicked thing, and we try to imitate that.
Yes, gone.
We try to imitate that, and we end up becoming just as wicked as he is.
Gone. Yeah, right.
The white man was pimping. We start pimping and then became Christian pastors.
Gone.
You
Gone.
know what I'm saying?
Right.
Putting it up in the pimp and becoming legalized pimps now.
Gone. No, you're absolutely right about that. See what I'm saying? So yeah, so once again, we should not envy our oppressor.
Right.
We should not be like him.
Right.
And of course, it takes discipline. It takes a lot of, once again, discipline. It takes a lot of, practicing on how to get the things that you want and how to, how can I say it? Like the Lord said not to be a beggar, right?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But there's a way to get the things that you need and want without compromising for it.
Right.
See what I'm saying? And voting is you compromising. Voting is not the way that's going to answer your everyday problems in the hood. It's not. It's not going to help you whatsoever.
Right.
And that's what everybody should understand as a Black, Hispanic, or Native American. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah. You want to say something else?
Yeah, that's true. We got to understand that, envying the oppressor, and for one thing, we have to know what his ways are. That's why we need the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, because the Christian church is not going to break down to you the oppressor's ways, because the Christian pastor is using the oppressor's ways himself.
Yeah.
So he's not going to go into that.
Yeah, and the Christian pastor reports to Esau.
Yes.
I want to say Satan himself.
Yeah, in reality, and that's true, but you got to think of it. Now, just think of something as simple as this. Where they tithes go to? I'm talking about the Christian pastor's tithes. I'm not talking about the congregation.
Exactly.
Because, everybody's required to tithe, right?
Yeah.
So the congregation tithes to the Christian pastors.
Come.
And the Christian pastors have to tithe to someone
Else.
over them, right?
Yes.
And just like with the mega churches, with Creflo Dollar and T.D. Jakes and all of them, they have to tithe to the people that are over them.
They have.
And I think,
as well.
right, I think
Yeah.
Kenneth Copeland is at the very top of that monopoly.
You said who?
Kenneth Copeland.
Okay.
He's the richest mega church pastor it is out there.
You talking about as far as the whole U.S.?
Right.
Mm.
He's the richest. So
Okay.
they probably tithe to him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And then you got to think,
Yeah.
who he tithing to? Because there ain't nothing melting back down to the
That's
people.
true.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Ain't nothing melting back down, so maybe he paying his tithes right through the red door.
Come.
You know what I'm saying? He sat there, you know what I'm saying, over the goddamn door, flames, poof,
Right, exactly, come.
You know what I'm saying? They got to set on her
Come,
throne.
man,
He
you
bring
right.
the tithes and everything. You know what I'm saying? He got to be tithing to somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
If he at the top of the monopoly, the tithe monopoly, the tithe pyramid, then who he tithing to? He's tithing to somebody that is imitating the chief cornerstone.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you look at any pyramid, that's why you see pyramids, right? And then they have a lot of them don't have a tip.
Yeah.
A lot of them go this way, and then they go flat here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No. You have all types of pyramids as far as the food pyramid.
Right.
You have a pyramid as far as the system, as far as how they're
Right.
going to structure and do certain things.
Pyramid schemes.
Yeah.
Drug pyramid.
Yes.
And so therefore,
financial.
right.
Yeah.
Financial pyramid. The goddamn drug pyramid, food pyramid.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Walmart was at the top, I think, but somebody's. Oh yeah, Monsanto's is at the top of them. The Monsanto's, the producers of all your GMO foods.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? All your genetically modified foods and all of that. They even on top of Walmart. The Monsanto's group. They have all the food. You have a diamond pyramid, which the Oppenheimer family set at the top of that. Oil pyramid, the Rockefeller set at the top of that.
Mm-hmm.
So who sets at the top of the mega church pyramid? Kenneth Copeland is as high as it goes, as far as I know. But he, at the same time, has someone that is higher than him. He probably deal with Satan himself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Real talk. You know, they got a saying, you know, behind the red door. You know, that red door, things that I heard, that's where things get real dark. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There's something behind that. You know what I'm saying? You know, because you know how the Bible talk about principalities and powers. You know what I'm saying? Once you get so high, you're not dealing with flesh no more.
Oh yeah, you're talking about as far as Ephesians, the sixth chapter.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, let me see here. That was it on that, right?
Right, that's it.
Alright, that's what, yeah, I know it's been about damn near 3 hours.
Right.
No sweat. Alright, well, you know, me and this brother right here, we pretty much broke down a lot of things concerning, homosexuality, the election, drug addiction, things of that sort. And, hey, you know, I appreciate everybody that has rocked with us for this time being, who has shared the content, continue to share the content. Also, too, make sure that you pay your tithes, all right? So with that being said, you'll catch us, Tuesday?
Right.
Tuesday, Wednesday.
Brotherhood class. Right.
Brotherhood class, the law class. You catch us later on within the week as we do more classes. And you'll see us Sunday again, all right? So with that being said, shalom.
Shalom.
Musa Christ.